everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the Cult of Dusty, episode 47. Yay, we did it. And this is a casual Monday show. For those of you who've never tuned in for a casual show, basically we read the horrific headlines of the day in a very calming, soothing voice so that nobody freaks out about how amazingly terrible the world is. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. We have a great show, and by great, I mean horrific. Lots of horrible shit happens, folks, all the time. Like, I always worry that I'm going to run out of shit to talk about, but I never do, because every time I wake up, it's another fucking nightmare day in America. So, today we're going to cover the multiple mass shootings that happened yesterday, and social media response to it, and, you know, try not to let it get us down too much. But first, if you guys want to support the show, please consider supporting it on Patreon. Patreon.com/CODcast. We're up to $562 a month, so making progress. Thank you very much, everybody out there who's supporting the show on Patreon. You guys are the true heroes in all this. And as always, if you want to, donate on Super Chats, which are the lifeblood of the show. You can ask me any question you want to, and I will answer them the best I can. And most of the money goes to the Humanist Society of Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, where we rescue cute little puppy dogs and kittens. So that's cool. That's cool. It's all good, right? So how's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody, like, holding on to your sanity? Because it's hard right now, folks. It's a scary time to be alive. You can't go to a fucking garlic festival. You can't go to Walmart anymore without worrying about being shot. You can't go to the fucking mall anymore without worrying about being shot, dude. Like, Walmart's the only place I go. Fuck, dudes, if I can't even go to Walmart anymore, how the fuck am I gonna live? No, I'm not stroking out. I'm just talking in my ASMR voice. This is what we do on casual shows. You can tell it's a casual show because I have my glasses on, and I'm laying back on my pillow wedge, and I'm all comfortable and shit because it's real intimate. It's just me and you, all 500 of you. I have a big zit on my head. What the fuck is happening here? Look at this. A big fucking zit on my head, dude. What am I, 15 fucking years old again? I haven't had zits in a long fucking time. And what is up with my hair? Why? I have to figure out something to do with my hair. I don't know. And, so anyway. Dude, what happened to your voice? This is my normal speaking voice. This is how I sound when I'm not playing the Dusty Smith character that's loud and obnoxious. I'm really just very laid back in real life. I don't even really talk very much in real life. I've been dating my girlfriend for like 5 years, and I think I've said about 30 words to her. So, I'm just kidding, of course. We speak often. Dusty, you're giving me tingles, man. That's the whole point. I was reading about ASMR the other day, and apparently Bob Ross is like a hero of the ASMR community. And he didn't even realize what he was doing. But now his videos are much sought after by those who want their head to tingle. So, if your head is tingling right now, it's because of the tone of my voice. Very soothing, very relaxing. Anyway, well, if you want loud Dusty, you have to come back for Friday's show. Filter Friday Dusty is very loud, as well as all the characters I play on that show, like the angry jellyfish, or the angry Cheeto, or the angry pickle, or the angry hamburger. Pretty much all the characters I play on Filter Friday are just angry foods and animals and whatnot. So anyway, we're gonna talk about Trump. We're gonna fucking get there. Just wait. It's like a 2-hour show, dude. We're slow playing it, alright? Anyway. So apparently there were some shootings recently. 31 people dead. One of the dudes was a white supremacist. He posted a manifesto basically blaming the Great Replacement. Thanks, Lauren Southern, and all of you who helped make her famous. Good job. And the other one, apparently, I guess he was a lefty, but I don't think that he killed anybody based on his political ideology. It looked like to me, and I could be wrong. You guys correct me if I'm wrong about any of this stuff, but I think he killed his sister and her boyfriend in a car or something. And then after he killed his sister and her boyfriend in her car, he was like, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just go shoot a bunch of black people. And so he went and he murdered 6 out of 7 people he shot after he killed his his sister and her boyfriend. He shot 6 out of 7 black people. So I don't know why he decided to go target black people. Don't know if that's just who was around when he began his shooting spree or if he was just kind of a racist piece of shit also. But anyway, obviously the fact that he was a liberal is making all the conservatives be like, see, both sides are equally as violent, even though they're not equally as violent. First of all, the first mass shooter left behind a manifesto, his murders were politically motivated, and the second guy, his murders did not seem to be politically motivated. It seemed to be more angry, so they're totally fucking different. And even if they were politically motivated, the right is still causing much, much, much more violence and murders than the left is. So these two things are not equal in any way whatsoever. But yeah, no, the right is not going to be honest about any of this. That's what they do. So basically, folks, what we have is we have a white supremacist president in office right now who is inspiring other white supremacists to commit mass murder. And he can say all he wants to, oh, white supremacy is evil, I don't support white supremacy, but he does, right? You know, he's behind all this go back to where you come from and making brown people look like they're invaders in the country. And think about it, if you really do believe that immigrants are invading our country and destroying our country, then, and you're some kind of patriot, you're going to do something about it, right? You know? This is my country. I ain't gonna let anybody invade my country. It's America. You know, that kind of stupid redneck bullshit. Well, that's the kind of shit you're inspiring Trump. And, of course, you inspire that. And then instead of taking any responsibility for it whatsoever, what does he do? He blames video games, of course. So we'll take a look at him blaming video games first, and then we'll talk about that a little bit.
Shooter in El Paso posted a manifesto online consumed by racist hate. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America, and we must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes...
And this is a dude who literally, at one of his rallies, told his fan base that if they beat up protesters that he would pay their legal fees. So just as big as full of shit as you can possibly get.
It's the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. It is too easy today for troubled youth to surround themselves with a culture that celebrates violence. We must stop or substantially reduce this, and it has to begin immediately.
So that's not the first time Trump has blamed video games for violence. He also did it back in 2018.
You have to look at the internet because a lot of bad things are happening to young kids and young minds, and their minds are being formed. And we have to do something about maybe what they're seeing and how they're seeing it. And also video games. I'm hearing more and more people say the level of violence on video games is really shaping young people's thoughts. And then you go the further step, and that's the movies. You see these movies, they're so violent, and yet a kid is able to see the movie if sex isn't involved, but killing is involved.
That's right, folks. The problems are video games and the movies, not the fact we have a president that's making it seem like just people who are trying to make a better life for their families are some kind of foreign invaders who are going to destroy the country. Anyway, you guys think that the people that were all pissed off about Gamergate 1.0 are going to be as pissed off by Gamergate 2.0? All the conservatives who shit on our Anita Sarkeesian continuously. It wasn't just conservatives either. People like Thunderfoot did it as well. You think all these people are going to shit on Donald Trump exactly like they did her with the same ferocity? Doubtful. And anyway, here's a chart somebody posted that basically just destroys his narrative. Video game revenue per person estimated for 2019. South Korea has far more video game revenue per person, and they have almost no violent gun deaths. China, and way more than we do, almost none. USA, boom! So looking at this chart, doesn't seem like the video games are the problem here, President. I don't know. That's just me. So... anyway, what do you expect? These people never take responsibility for anything, and they don't ever want to do anything about the problem. They just want to pay lip service and say whatever they think they have to say to move on to the next day and distract people. So, what do you guys have to say about that? Fortnite just went out of business. I was reading that the stock of video game companies was tanking because of Trump's words. I guess if he's going to try to... regulate them, and I thought conservatives are not for regulation. It's weird, when it's something they want, regulation is suddenly no problem whatsoever and is a good and it's a must. But for everything else, like the environment or, protecting people, no, can't have regulations, they're bad. You can hardly hear me? I find that hard to believe. Turn your volume up. Am I talking too quietly? Guess I could lean into the microphone a little more. You guys gonna give me some feedback or not? I guess you guys are a couple seconds behind, so you can't give me any feedback. Alright. Nobody is saying anything about it. Alright, I guess I'll read the super chats and then we'll come back to it. And Aspects, $5. Hey, Dusty, it's Ann. Looks like you're going to have a full show tonight. And that the Chud in Chief is once again shilling for the NRA by blaming games. Yep. I know, right? Thanks, Ann. I appreciate that. Same old from these people. Holmes Buckler gave me $10 first, but you weren't first. And he gave me another $10. Says, Trump, wrong as usual. Gaming is not the problem. The real culprit, Marilyn Manson songs. Be sure to play them backwards for confirmation. I know, right? I heard that if you played like the Beatles songs backwards, it says that John Lennon is dead, even though he is dead. Yeah, the video game industry should donate to Trump. I know, right? Too quiet. 8 can hear you. I don't even know what that means. Alright. Just turn your volumes up a little bit, people. I'm not going to scream into the microphone. This is a casual show. Get used to it. Anyway. I can hear you fine. Love the smooth voice, Dusty. Hey, my smooth voice loves you, fruit bats. And, anyway, I'll come back and I'll read the rest of the super chats in a minute. We'll move on from that. So, needless to say, lots of people have lots of thoughts about the shootings and Trump's response. Cody Johnston from Some Other News says, a president obsessed with a migrant invasion using a terrorist attack sparked by fear of a Hispanic invasion in order to pass immigration reform seemed like negotiating with terrorists. And that's really what it is, folks. Basically, the guy in El Paso shot up a bunch of Mexican people, I guess, because he was afraid of a Mexican invasion. It's like Trump has basically been warning of, almost trying to make people afraid of. Not just Trump, also. Obviously, I'm going to show in a minute. But this has been done by people like Tommy Lauren and Paul Joseph Watson, Stephen Crowder, everybody on the conservative punditry circuit has been scaring people with this Hispanic invasion. So basically this guy kills a bunch of Hispanic people because he's trying to stop the invasion. And so basically Trump's response is, hey, maybe I'll do something about the killing of all these Mexican people if it goes hand in hand with immigration reform. So basically he's given the terrorist exactly what he wanted for shooting up people. Like, that's the message you're sending. Hey, go shoot up more Mexican people and this will spur us to fix immigration and get rid of them. It's like how is this person, I say it all the time, but how could this be our president? This is just so bizarre. We cannot let those killed in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio die in vain. Likewise, for so seriously wounded, we can never forget them, and those many who came before them. Republican Democrats must come together and get strong background checks, perhaps marrying this legislation with desperately needed immigration reform. Why the fuck would you marry this legislation with immigration reform? That's just the craziest fucking shit, dude. Give me what I want. I'm gonna let them keep shooting you up. That's it. The terrorist in chief right there. That's what he is. You wonder if he even really cares that this happened, or if he likes that it happened because it, gives him an opportunity to push immigration reform. And Mavericks shitting on Count Dankula. Goddamn Count Dankula. Here's a strange idea. Maybe stop supporting the white nationalist piece of shit fueling the problem in the first place, who's blaming video games. So yeah, Count Dankula is obviously a Trump supporter. I will still be supporting Trump in 2020. And then, and he blamed video games. I was right. We were back in the 90s. Yeah, dude. You're the one supporting him. You're the Trump supporter. You're helping push all this bullshit. He's in office because of people like you. And you'll also keep in mind that I debated Count Dankula very publicly on Twitter, and he blocked me. And the debate was over this very subject, which over white genocide, which was what the latest shooter said inspired him. And Count Dankula refused to admit that white genocide and the Great Replacement is white supremacist conspiracy theories. It's just white supremacist propaganda, and I was trying to get him to admit that, and he blocked me instead of admitting it. So yes, Count Dankula, this is your fan base in large part, and this is what you are supporting. Let's see. Let's see if they come out as hard against Trump as they did against Anita Sarkeesian. Because unlike Anita, Trump actually has the power to do something about it. So you think they would come out even harder against him for this, right? But they won't. Because it's really not about video games. It's just about finding reasons to shit on the left and make the left look insane in order to, get clicks and make mega bucks. And Brandon Friedman, he did a good job using the El Paso terrorist manifesto. He connected the dots for folks still having trouble doing that. And he's basically showing, right here, this attack is a response to stop the invasion of illegals. Donald Trump, this U.S. ill-prepared for this invasion, will not stand for it. The Democrat Party, you can see he's just basically getting all his talking points directly from the president and conservative pundits. Daily Caller, Hillary Clinton accused of pandering to Hispanic voters, pandering to some Democrats who want open borders. They intend to use open borders. Democrats don't want open borders, folks. I mean, I think we need more immigration. I like immigrants, and I think there's plenty of room for everybody, but we can't just have the borders completely open. I mean, we obviously have to screen who comes into the country because, terrorists and shit would come to the country if it was just completely open. But yeah, for the most part, we know the most people that are trying to come to this country are just doing so because they love their family and they love their kids and they want to make a better life for themselves and their families, and they're doing what anybody would do in that situation, and they need to be treated with respect and dignity. And I think there's plenty of room for lots and lots of them, in my opinion, in this country. There's room every fucking where here, so it's not about open borders. But anyway, back to this. Tucker Carlson, he's getting his lines right from Fox News and Tucker Carlson. He's getting it from Chris Hayes, Senator John Cornyn, and Kenneth P. Vogel. So just directly from the conservative right. Obviously, that's who's fueling these terrorists. And I read this whole manifesto this guy left, and obviously he hated minorities, and he believed that there was a great invasion of America by Mexicans and immigrants, and that he had to try to murder as many of them as he could to scare them into going back to where they came from. That was his goal. But one of the crazy things that I noticed in reading several of these manifestos from these terrorists is that they're talking to each other. They know that people are going to come after them and be inspired by what they're saying, so they're giving advice to the people that come after them on how to do it and how to pull them off and where to find targets at. And, it's not just this guy who did it. It was the one in New Zealand also did this, and several of them are doing this. A lot of it has to do with the 8chan community they have created. They're basically talking to other 8chaners because this is something I've talked about a lot, where under the guise of free speech, they go to these 4chan and 8chan boards, and they form little communities of racist and terrorists, and they pat each other on the back, and they, try to encourage each other to go out and kill people and whatnot. We're going to talk about that more in a minute, too, about how 8chan just got kicked off their service provider, and they're moving to a new service provider, so they're down right now. So one of the things that is trending on Twitter at the moment is a movement to try to get 8chan banned from Twitter, because while the site of 8chan is down, the shithills who use 8chan are using Twitter right now to communicate with each other, and they're doing it through the 8chan Twitter handle. So they're trying to get 8chan banned from Twitter, and probably will eventually. But we'll go over that in a minute. Haven't come up on that yet. And here's one from Liam Hogan. Ivanka Trump is like, white supremacy, like all other forms of terrorism, is an evil that must be destroyed. And what they're doing is they're just trying to label white supremacists and white supremacy as evil. It's evil, instead of attacking the fact that it's an ideology that's based on specific things, and her father is directly fueling and spurring a lot of this, right? But if they could just call it evil without having to actually talk about what's causing this and what's fueling it, then they can try to get away with it. But we're not going to let that happen, right? We're going to point out exactly who is inspiring these people, where they're getting their talking points from, and it's not simply because of this force of evil in the world that's making people do bad things. It's because of people like your father directly, I would say, I'm going to say, encouraging, is that the word? I don't know. But anyway, what do I have to say about that? Anything interesting going on in the chat? 8chan is a base. Okay. Yep. My parents tolerated video games. Video games are not the problem, folks. If anything, I would think video games probably lower violent crime, and I think the statistics do show that violent crime has dropped to historic lows. And I guess there's probably variable reasons for that, but I think probably video games do help that. I also think probably porn helps lower sex crimes. Also, I think they did some studies or some. I think they're causational studies. They weren't direct studies, but they show that there could be a causational link between uh, higher viewings of porn and lower sex crimes in certain areas. So I think probably video games have the same effect. Entertain me, Dusty. This weekend was sad. I'm trying, folks. I'm just trying to tell you the news and tell you what's going on in the world without having you guys freak the fuck out about it because it's really bad out here. But at the same time, folks, to be honest, it's never been better to live in all of human history than right now. Like, there's no other time period you would have really wanted to live in. It was always awful. So, I mean, as bad as it is now, it's never fucking been better. It's pretty great now, all things considered. Um, I'm doing good. Brendias Balky, how are you doing tonight? Have you ever read Exodus? You mean the Bible? Of course. I was a Christian for 33 years. Um, Drone the Chuds. Everybody's always asked me, what's a Chud, Dusty? It's a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller, duh. Everybody knows that. Can you make your show better, Dusty? No, I can't make it better, sorry. This is as good as it gets. If you're not entertained, you should definitely not be here. You have plenty of fucking selection out there, and you would have to absolutely be a goddamn idiot to be here viewing something that doesn't entertain you when there's so much selection out there that could be entertaining you right now. So, anyway, now the 70s were okay, but the 70s weren't that cool. I mean, I lived in the 70s. You didn't have no fucking internet, man. I wouldn't want to live without no fucking internet. And, like, video games weren't even really much of a thing yet. It was like dots bouncing back and forth on the screen. It's fucking bullshit. Way better now. So anyway, not many super chats tonight, but I'm not really shilling it, so I said I wasn't gonna. Steve McRae really likes you and wants to talk. Please reach out. He is not transphobic, trust me. Next subject, you rock as always. Yeah, I heard that he said something about me or talked about me on his show or something. I don't know. It doesn't. He's obviously just one of Rationality Rules' chud buddies and is playing up to that fan base. And, that's fine or whatever. When I was on the show with him, before the show got stolen from him, what was that called? Non Sequitur Show. He basically purposely misgendered Blair White on the show just to, show his ass. And I kind of called him out for it a little bit, but he's like, but yeah, the dude's totally. The thing about all these people that are clearly transphobic, but they just keep saying, I'm the biggest supporter of trans people there could possibly be. No, there's a reason why it's mostly just a few tokens that like you, and the vast majority of them have spoken out against you and don't consider you an ally, because you're not. Steve is alright, seems like kind of a dick to me. And, I guess he was trying to defraud the government or something, which led to having his show stolen from him, which, sucks. I don't encourage robbing people like that, but at the same time, okay. I don't think he's that great of a dude, so you can like whoever the fuck you want to. It's all good. I'm not your dad. Seems like a shithead to me. I've had some interactions with him, and he seems like a big egotistical shithead. And his views on trans people are he thinks that, trans people should not be allowed to compete with women in sports. That's a transphobic take on it, right? I was talking to him before, and his asking him why he thinks that. He pointed out Fallon Fox. Fallon Fox, dude. Fallon Fox, a B-level fighter in a B-level fucking organization who got the shit kicked out of her by a cis woman for 2 rounds and got beat by many women. So it's just ridiculous, what you gonna do. Trans rights. I already said that. TK421, love you, Dusty. Thanks for being a voice of reason. Hey, no problem, TK41. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting me. As long as you guys keep supporting me, I'll keep doing this. Keep doing the best I can. Alright, let's move on with the show. I'll read the rest of the super chats in a minute. More shooter-related stories. And this is obviously the big topic going on around social media right now. Amani Gandhi says, shooter, I was inspired by Trump. Media, What could have caused this? Shooter. Look at this cool photo of the word Trump spelled out in firearms. The media. He probably played too much Fortnite. Shooter. It was like Trump said, Hispanics are invading us. Media. We may never know. And that's basically what it is. You know, the guy's outright saying what inspired him. Right? The president. I was inspired by the president. He literally spelled the word Trump out in guns on his Twitter page, right? So, here it is. I'll show it to you. If you guys hadn't seen this already. It was sent to me by the Catalina, who was the moderator. But yeah, it was on his terrorist Facebook page. I don't know if he made this himself, but he put it on there, right? So, yeah, pretty obvious where he's getting his inspiration from. So, it's the video games. Clearly, it's the fucking video games, people. No duh. And, no surprises in the phase of what looks like the Texas shooter's Twitter. But I did enjoy this typical spectacularly wrong PGAW take, and apparently he shared Paul Joseph Watson, because of course he did. Of course he's following Paul Joseph Watson, and one thing Paul Joseph Watson said back in 2017, Milo has resigned from Breitbart. Good decision. He has his own brand and will now be even bigger. Wow. Is it possible for Paul Joseph Watson to get wronger than he is? I mean, the dude just is wrong about fucking everything continuously. It's amazing. But it's also amazing that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how wrong he is because his fan base doesn't remember what happened 10 minutes ago. You know? Or they don't care. Or both. Anyway, here's Bailey the Libtard. Oh my god. Here's Sargon's take on it. Sargon. As I have said many times, the white supremacists are resorting to terrorism through lack of any other option. The phenomenon they are reacting to is true, so it can't be dismissed on that front. Really? What is the phenomenon that they're responding to? Are you talking about the Great Replacement? You talking about white genocide? That shit's not true, dude. I mean, it's just... What is it? Sean Jin did such a perfect job explaining all this in his video about the Great Replacement, where he explains that it's going to take 500 years for white people to not become the minority majority, which basically means, yes, we're going to be the minority soon, as far as we will no longer have the majority of the population, but we will still be by far the largest single demographic. You know, we might become 49% of the population, but the nearest racial demographic would be like Mexican people with like 15%. So yeah, 49% white people, 15% Mexicans, 13% blacks, you know. We're still by far in the majority, right? This is just fearmonger. I guess that's what Sargon's saying. I don't really watch Sargon, so if I'm giving a wrong take on what he's saying here, I'm misunderstanding him, somebody please let me know. I don't see how I could be misunderstanding this. This seems pretty clear cut to me, but I don't know. Did you ever think a few years ago when Sargon was like out there supporting Bernie Sanders, and he was sort of a liberal type of guy, I guess, like at the very, very beginning, and now he's on Candace Owens' show on PragerU, which is funded by a hate preacher who thinks homosexuality is the same as bestiality and pedophilia. I mean, it's just amazing how far these grifters will go and the opposite direction they started off in. But you know how that happens is these are the type of people that look at their numbers. They every video they put out, they look at their numbers and they see, okay, did this video do worse? Did this video do better? And then they change their opinion upon which videos do better, and they put out more content that they know will perform better, saying, you know, the same things they said previously that perform well. And then they just go a little bit further each time, a little bit further, and then they check it to see, you know, is that working? Is that getting me more viewers? And that's how their whole show's based. So that's how they can go so far in the opposite direction so quickly. It's kind of the opposite of how I do my show. Like, I got upset a couple weeks ago because somebody said there was only 60 people watching. And for a brief moment, I thought about that, and it made me upset. But for the most part, I don't even ever look at the fucking numbers because I don't want that to be a catalyst which drives what I decide to talk about and what I decide to do. I think I want to talk about the things that I think are important or interesting, and not what I think will get me numbers or put asses in seats. So, of course, white supremacy is the big topic because of the latest shootings. But there are some people who just are claiming white supremacy doesn't exist at all. This is, speaking of PragerU, this is such a galaxy brain take. Holy shit, it's hard to believe this is real, folks.
Nationalism is a beautiful thing. And there's no such thing as white nationalism. That's the irony. What is white nationalism? White is a race. Aren't most of the people in Iceland white? Are they part of white nationalism? How could you be a white nationalist? There's no white nation. There are nations composed largely of whites, but that's a separate issue. The people in Iceland don't walk around thinking, yay.
Man, this is literally so stupid. It's almost not even worth my time to explain why it's so stupid, because it's so self-evidently stupid. I mean, obviously, just because a country is all white or mostly white doesn't mean they're a white nationalist country unless they specifically try to ban non-white people or create a society specifically for white people. Which is something that many people are trying to do. They formed organizations that they call white nationalist organizations, and they're trying to. Speaking of which, in the manifesto of this kid who shot up I guess it was a Walmart he shot up. He basically mentioned, white nationalism and how some of the minorities had been in the country just as long as white people have, so you couldn't just kick them out of the country. So instead, what he suggests is that we divide the country up into different segments, and then different races get different sections of the country. So I guess, if they give Mississippi to the black folks, I guess I'll have to fucking move. That's nice. I don't want to move, man. I want to stay here. But I'm pretty sure if they did that, the black folks wouldn't have a problem with me. We get along pretty well. But anyway, I won't play the whole thing because, god damn it, that's so fucking stupid. But yeah, man, this is the darkest timeline. I just can't believe this shit is real. It's just hard to believe. I guess I could play a little bit more of it.
Yay for white, they think yay for Iceland. Big difference. So this notion, if the President of the United States mentions nationalism, it's something about white supremacy. That's absurd. The whole point of American nationalism is that it contains people of every race. Nationalism ends race. It doesn't celebrate race.
I gotta disagree about that. Nationalism does, in a lot of cases, tend to lead to ethnic cleansing, which is about race. So I want to look into what happened in the 40s in, was it Germany? I think I heard something about that. I don't know. Fuck this dude. And, of course, you have all the idiots on the right coming out with their fucking hot takes. Like, this dude's the fucking governor, dude. He's the or lieutenant governor. Texas is lieutenant governor of the fucking state this shit happened in, man. He's like, yeah, you know what the problem is? School prayer. They don't let fucking kids pray in school, and that's why they're shooting people up. That's the real problem, folks. Just look at these fucking pod people. God damn it, it's so hard to believe this is real. God.
Sunday morning when most of your viewers right now, half of the country, are getting ready to go to church, and yet tomorrow we won't let our kids even pray in our schools. We have to look at ourselves as a nation. It's many factors that go into these shootings, many factors. And it's not a time to politicize it. Sunday morning when most of your...
It's not a time to politicize it. The dude who did the shooting literally wrote a political manifesto, dude. I mean, what the fuck? It is political. He did it for political reasons. It's already fucking political. If somebody commits a mass terrorist shooting for political reasons, guess what? It's political. There's no way to say, let's not be political about this thing that's fucking political. No, that's not how reality works, dude. He specifically said why he did it, and the reasons were political. It's because he was fucking scared by these fearmongers like Donald Trump and Paul Joseph Watson and Lauren Southern that America was being destroyed by brownies. Has nothing to fucking do with prayer in school, people. Like, holy shit, dude. Why do you keep voting these people into office? These people fucking run everything, goddammit. That's the fucking problem, man. And, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Holy shit. He had the fucking hottest take of everyone. This is on fucking Fires of the Sun hot take here. And dude, it did not go. Although he had 298,000 likes for this. Holy shit. That's almost 300,000. Whoa. So anyway, but he still got ratioed pretty hard. He said, in the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. On average, across any 48 hours, we also lose 500 to medical errors, 300 to the flu, 250 to suicide, 200 to car accidents, 40 to homicide via handgun. Often our emotions respond more to spectacle than to data. And yeah, that did not go over well at all. Although I said that and it got 300,000 likes. So what the fuck am I talking about? But anyway, H. Bombergas says, there are millions of tweets, and yet people seem to notice when yours are bad. It makes you think. And, yeah, I mean, it's obvious when people are upset. I mean, yes, there are other things that are bad that are happening too, that, sure, but when somebody goes to a fucking Walmart and kills a bunch of minorities because they're scared by what the president said, yeah, that's worth talking about and get upset about, right? That's like uniquely bad. I mean, medical errors are bad, flu, all that's bad. But now when the white supremacist president is encouraging white supremacist terrorists to murder immigrants and brown people, not even immigrants, just people that he thinks might be immigrants. Yeah, there's, might want to talk about it a little bit. Might want to get upset a little bit. It's just my opinion. So anyway, didn't go well. Well, I keep saying that. I need to stop saying that. People made fun of him, even though his tweet clearly got 300,000 likes. But this one says, Neil deGrasse Tyson informs captive locked in his basement that fear is illogical. So it's pretty funny. Making fun of him about that. And, Big Joel had a comment about, you know who Big Joel is? He's a YouTube content creator. He's like, people like Neil deGrasse Tyson worry me because there's a section of his audience who's just certain now that being a superior prick is a sign of intelligence. And then they're going to be sad when everybody hates them and they discover later in life that they're not actually smart. And yeah, it sounds silly, but thinking the best position at any given time is to say, none of this matters, and I am very smart for observing this, lol, is the way that gamers get gated. Anyhow, if you're a big fan of Neil, I think it's worthy to point out that, beyond his science, the most valuable and beautiful thing he does is make science accessible and fun, and to let people think stuff is cool and important, even if it never touches their lives. So I agree with that. Good point from Big Joe. And of course, the Christian Republican lawmakers are out doing their usual thing. It's like, nah, man, the problem is gay marriage and drag queens. That's why this kid's going and shooting up a bunch of Mexicans. It's because of the drag queens. It's not because the President of the United States is scaring them into believing there's an invasion and white people are going to be wiped out. It's because drag queens are reading stories to children in libraries. So, yeah, it's pretty much par for the course. There's several of those I'm going to be reading. Every single time it's the same hot takes from these people. It's always the fucking gays, right? It's always prayer in school and 10 Commandments and gays. That's why everybody's getting killed. But nope. It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that you keep saying that is the reason that people keep getting killed. It's the fact that dipshits like you distract the public and don't actually do anything about any of this is the problem. And Nadine Kamali says, if there were 3 attacks killing 32 people, injuring 54 across 3 states in 2 days, the Middle Eastern men, the USA, I guess she means by Middle Eastern men, I'm assuming that's what she means, the USA would have tacked the words terror and ISIS and would have gone to war. The Pentagon would be up all night and the floor of the Senate bursting with racist policies. I mean, that's true. If this had happened, if we had 2 different shootings from Middle Eastern Muslim men like this, Trump would already have another Muslim ban, right? Wouldn't be a fucking brown person from anywhere in the world coming to our country. But the fact that it's 2 white dudes or 3 white dudes that did it, he's like, video games. It's video games. It's not terrorism. It's not domestic terrorism. It's video games. It's just, this just shows you their racism, you know? You can see their racism by how differently they respond to each of these situations. And what do you guys have to say about all this? Your voice is annoying like this? Well, fuck off then. I love this channel. This channel loves you. Sounds like TJ. Big Joe is awesome. Cool. Stupid tweet regardless. Yes, it was a very dumb tweet from Neil. Do better, Neil. PragerU is an evil mastermind. I don't know how much of a mastermind they are. They're evil. And they do make a lot of fucking money from hate preachers who are billionaires from fracking to spread propaganda. So that's true. God, Dusty sucks. Holy shit, he's so bad, laughing my ass off. I know. I'm the fucking worst. And yet, you're here listening to me instead of literally doing anything else on the earth, period. You have very, very few number of hours in your life. It's the most valuable resource you possibly could ever have, and you're spending it here with me, somebody you claim to dislike, which makes you one of the biggest dumb shits in the history of mankind, doesn't it? God, how do you even tie your shoes being so fucking amazingly stupid? Anyway. Trumpism. It's not video games. The world has video games. Yep, I know, right? I like the calmer, quieter voice. Don't need to keep messing with the volume. Yeah, a lot of people say that they can put this on their TVs and stuff and listen to it without having to worry about me shouting. So they prefer that. And a lot of people also download these. I guess they download the audio version of this podcast. You can get it on SoundCloud. You can also get it on iTunes. And you can get it on Spotify. And they play it in the background while they play video games and stuff. So, Dusty, why are you so bad? I don't know. Lots of reasons. I just suck all the fucking way around. None of this is real. It's all the lizard people. Hell yeah. David Icke knows all about that, don't he? Roasting Dusty. I don't mean to roast anybody. I'm just being honest with you. Like, shit, man. I don't spend my time, like... I mean, I guess I do spend some of my time on people that I don't like, but only because it's my job to read shit. But, like, if I didn't do this for a living or if it wasn't entertaining to me, I definitely wouldn't be watching shows from people I didn't like. I mean, that's dumb, isn't it? But it's my haters. So anyway, here's one from Andrew Kaczynski pointing out the hypocrisies of people like Tommy Lauren. And it is totally different. It's not Trump's fault. It's not the NRA's fault. When will our nation wake up and realize we have a youth mental health crisis likely caused by over-medication, absentee parents, and a culture that glorifies infamy and notoriety above God, family, and community? Oh, God. So that's when it's white folks doing it. This is her response, right? But when it's when it's a brown person, what kind of terrorism is this? Radical Islamic terror. Name the enemy. Yeah, when it's a brown person, she's real ready to name it radical Islamic terrorism or terrorism. But when it's white folks, nah, it's just, medication and absent parents and lack of God, and it's it's just a mental health issue, right? It's not terrorism, but nah, you're racist, dude. It's the only difference is the color of their skin. That's it, man, and the color of yours. And yesterday's moderate is today's terrorist. Yeah, see. When it's brown people, it's a totally fucking different take. Dim logic, can't name radical Islam, might upset peaceful Muslims, and they might become radicalized, yet they are peaceful. Why can't you name radical white supremacist domestic terrorism? Why can't you call this shit exactly what it is? Is it because you're a hypocrite? I think it might be. Anyway, there's several examples of her doing this. This is what these people always do. You shall know they are racist by their actions. And, oh God, yeah. Here's one from Andrew Workman. Immigrants do not scare me. People of color do not scare me. Muslim people do not scare me. Angry, ignorant white kids with guns who love Trump and think all the groups above are our enemies scare me. Yeah, like in the country right now, man. It definitely ain't the Muslims that scare me, right? And I live in an all-black neighborhood, and it ain't the blacks that are scaring me. I can tell you that much. In fact, I live across the street from a big black church. It's all black. It's a beautiful church, big red brick building. And I've always wanted to go over there and look at it, but I'm not scared of going over there because, like, if a white boy just walked up in their church all of a sudden, I'd be nervous if I were them, and I don't want to freak them out. They have absolutely a good reason to be nervous that just some random white dude walks up in their church. I look to be in my mid-30s, white dude, even though I'm in my 40s, so I don't do that because I don't want to scare them, but yep, that's who scares me. Like I said, can't even fucking go to Walmart anymore, folks. It's just getting ridiculous. I mean, what are we going to do? We got to start talking about, every time we try to talk about this and try to explain the reasons behind this and the stochastic terrorism and all that, people are like, don't politicize it. You're just trying to politicize. Yeah, man, it's already fucking political. They're doing it for political reasons. We got to talk about it. Shit. And here's one from Mrs. Betty Bowers, the world's most famous fake Christian. And meanwhile, back in the real world, USA, church attendance is 47%. Well, she's making fun of Mike Huckabee, who is claiming mass shootings are caused by a disconnect from God, of course, right? And she explains, meanwhile, back in the real world, USA, church attendance is 47%. School shootings, 2009-2018, 288. Church attendance in the UK, 20%. School shootings, 0. Church attendance in Sweden, 5%. School shootings, 0. So it seems like maybe it's not a disconnection from God. Maybe it's not video games. Maybe it's not movies. Maybe there's some other problem here, you think? Maybe it's because you guys are scaring, I don't want to say crazy people, but angry young white men, mostly, into believing that their heritage is being destroyed and their lineage is being destroyed and they're being taken over, something that belongs to them. Their birthright for being young white and American is being taken away from them when it's not. It's just silly. Like, this white fragility movement, I'm just not getting it. Folks, white folks, we have it made in this country. This society was literally fucking created for us. And some of the other minorities are finally standing up and saying, hey, you know, it's obvious this society was created for white people. Is it possible we could, like, maybe open it up where it's more equal to everybody across the board? And white motherfuckers are freaking the fuck out. Even though we still got it made, even though we still control everything. They're like, oh my God, they want equality. They want to be equal to us. They're destroying us. They're killing us. They're wiping us out. It's just, dudes, you can't get any bigger of a fucking snowflake than that, right? It's just so stupid. They're literally killing folks over this shit, y'all. What the fuck? And Scott Johnson also shits on Ben Shapiro a little bit about this, right? Ben Shapiro has this hard and fast rule that he says he absolutely refuses to name terrorists because that just gives them what they want. And he mainly started doing this because he didn't want to give Muslim terrorists, you know, I guess the attention that they wanted. But when it comes to this guy, who I guess is supposed to be a liberal, suddenly Ben Shapiro's retweeting his name out there and letting everybody knows he's a leftist. He's a leftist. See, this shooter is actually a leftist. Yeah, you see? Both sides. Both sides. So he threw his rule out the window real fucking quick when it came to fucking finding a reason to shit on liberals and blame the left for the shit, right? Just hypocrites in the highest fucking order. This is what they always do, folks. There's a different set of rules for the way they treat liberals and the way they treat conservatives, or depending what their narrative is. And this is Representative Steve Cohen. And he's like, you want to shoot an assault weapon? Go to Afghanistan or Iraq. Enlist. Yeah. If you want to shoot brown people, you know, go over there and shoot them in their own fucking backyards. Don't shoot them over here in our backyards. I totally understand you're wanting to murder brown people. That makes complete sense. But just don't murder American brown people. We'll actually pay you to murder other brown people in other countries. So everybody wins, except for, you know, the brown people you're killing. But everybody except for those people win. God damn it. And fucking Andy No-Go, dude. Seriously. Fucking white supremacists mass murdering people at Walmart, and instead of he might have talked about it a little bit, but immediately what he did was, instead of talking about it yesterday, he posted this. On early Thursday morning, this individual in a black smashed a Tesla car windshield in southeast Portland. This actually happened in 2016. It even says so in the link that he shared. Look. But he's saying it happened Thursday morning. Somebody jumped and smashed a window, and this is what he's posting about to distract you and make fear about. Something that happened fucking 3 years ago. And so he got, of course, you know, roasted. Someone jumped on a car in 2016? Yep. It's just their way of distracting you. They'll find any old bullshit to distract you with and make look like the left are really the problems here. And try to sweep the white supremacist violence under the fucking rug and shit. And this is an Asian guy doing this. He's a chud. Doesn't matter what race you are, a chud's a chud. And so we were talking earlier about 8chan and how they're trying to get 8chan shut down. Untwitter 8chan, that's the hashtag that's going viral today. And you can read. Tons of people are fucking like, yeah, get rid of 8chan, they suck. So 8chan is now having platform and connectivity issues. Its violent white supremacist user base is going to the Twitter account for updates about when their terror plotting forum will go back up. So apparently, I guess it was the Texas shooter went on 8chan and posted a diatribe at his screed before he went out and committed these murders. And he wasn't the first to do this. There's been several that have done this. You know, it's literally a platform for terrorists now. And so people are trying to get it banned off there, and this is what this person's talking about. And also, Carlos Maza said, I woke up this morning to another person on 4chan describing their plans to come kill me and my colleagues at work. Unbelievable that either of these hate sites are even allowed on Twitter. Yeah, that's not 4chan, it's not 8chan, but it's, you know, it's very similar sites. So they're trying to get both those banned on Twitter. I don't know if you guys think about that. Some people think it's a free speech issue and you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to. But I mean, if your site is literally being used to form terrorist cells or to encourage terrorism. I mean, people are dying, folks. Not really a free speech issue at that point. Anyway, apparently 8chan's server provider took him down after this last terrorist incident. Finally, it only took them like several, I guess 50 people have to die before they're actually going to do something. So they are moving to a new server. Apparently they're moving to the same host that hosts Gab. And people are trying to discourage them from putting 8chan back up. I'm not sure if it's back up or not yet, but anyway. Horrible, horrible site that is responsible for a lot of fucking horrible shit in this world. And, here's Tim Pool. Oh god, fucking Tim Pool, the dude making so much money. Millionaire Tim Pool, new millionaire Tim Pool, just made $1 million off of GoFundMe for a free website. So here's Timcast excusing white supremacists, right-wing mass murder. I've never been as comfortable labeling Pim Tool as a fascist as I am now. Advosh was right to label him this months ago. And Caramel Kasky says, if white people were supreme, we wouldn't have to fucking shoot people to let them know. And Tim Pool says, except they are doing it to maintain the power as they so often state. This will only get worse as white people lose majority status. I mean, it doesn't have to. You know, we could just explain to these young white men why they shouldn't be so angry and be such fucking piss baby snowflakes about everything, and just to calm the fuck down. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fun. It's almost like white people are so unbelievably scared that we're gonna become the minorities, and the minorities are going to treat us the way we treated them. But here's the thing, like I said, you ain't gotta worry about that in your lifetime, because we're still gonna be the majority minority. We're still gonna be by far the largest demographic, so by de facto we'll be pretty much the majority anyway for all our lives. This is just fake fear from idiots who have believed people like Tim Pool and Paul Watson and stuff on the internet and are just freaking out about it. So obvious and depressing. This is why Timcast sucks. He does an entire vid on ALC claiming she spread fake news about a migrant who died in CBP custody. It wasn't fake news. Meanwhile, not only does Tim spread actual fake news about El Paso shooting, he stealthily undoes his retweet. So yeah, he basically, they're showing him posting this thing accusing AOC of pushing fake news. He's such a liberal, and he's getting kind of chubby there, Tim. I don't lay off the donuts. Of course, I can't really talk. I'm getting kind of chubby too. And then, of course, he retweeted this fake news. El Paso police says this was gang-related terrorism. So, you know, immediately pushing the false narrative. And I guess he untweeted this when he realized that it was just fake news, but he didn't even bother to look it up. That's just what he does, right? So stop and check the chats. What you guys have to say? Amazing. Jesus Christ, Tim. I know, right? Hack attack them. Watching Dusty muted to David Allen Coe is amazing. Trying to remember what songs David Allen Coe sings. I don't think I can sing them because they have the N word in them, don't they? I think David Allen Coe is like a racist country singer that sings a lot of songs about black folks that are kind of disparaging a little bit. But anyway, is 8chan just weapons grade 4chan crap? Pretty much. 8chan is like, where if you're too shitty of a human being to be on 4chan, you go on 8chan, which is really saying something, because the people on 4chan are incredibly fucking shitty human beings. So anyway, guess we'll check out the super chats. Super chats, lifeblood of the show. Alright, D-Dog, 2015, $5. He wants to tie in gun reform with a militarized border so he can flip it on Dems for blocking gun reform. Yeah, I know. They're just going to use it like a political tool. But, I mean, it's just crazy. Doing exactly what the fucking terrorist that kill people wants him to do, and using the terrorist killing people as an excuse to do it is like the craziest shit, isn't it? TK421 gave me $20. Thank you. That's very generous. Love you, Dusty. I love you, TK. Thanks for being a voice of reason. I think I already read that, but Large Marge, give me $5. Thank you, Large Marge. J Campbell, $4.99. Thank you for getting me into Slay the Spire. Voice is on point. Yeah, that's a great game. I beat it with the first character, the guy with the sword, and now I'm attempting to beat the Spire with the silent with all the poisons and shit, it's really difficult. I just cannot seem to work that shit out. But I looked at some tips earlier, and I'm going to try to play it using the tips, and hopefully I can whoop it this time. But anyway, for those of you who are looking for a new game, Slay the Spire is pretty fun and pretty cheap if you're into that sort of thing. Highly recommend it. D-Dog 2015, $10. If Tories really cared about mental health, they'd be firmly behind universal health care, education on mental health, and wouldn't be sending kids off to wars for profit. Yeah, but they don't give a shit about that. It's all just lip service to them, right? Just like with the abortion thing. They only care about the babies before they're born, and then once they're born, you're on your own, destroying the social safety net, which is really needed by kids who are born into households that didn't want them, which are usually poorer households. So there's people specifically that need the social safety net, but no, don't really give a fuck. Thank you for that, D-Dog. Awesome Gaming, $2. What do you think about the trade war? I'm going to be talking about that in a minute. It's getting worse. I guess some of you might know that the stock market crashed today a bit. I think it was down like 700 points, and supposedly it's going to crash again tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute. D-Dog 2015, let's bring prayer back into school. I choose Sobek, Crocodile, Guardian of the Now. Yep, it's pray. I mean, prayer never left school. That's the thing. Like, how could anybody stop you from bowing your head and praying? They can't. They haven't. It's never left school. Now, what they did stop doing is they did stop allowing teachers to force kids to join in their Christian prayers and stuff, which obviously should be illegal, right? Teachers shouldn't be able to force you to join in with their Christian prayers, especially since many of their students aren't Christians. Makes total sense, but, they got to spin everything to fit their false narrative, because that's how they distract people from the truth. H.S. Ross, $10. Decreasing the encouragement of white supremacy is also one of the things that can be most directly influenced by talking about the issue and deciding to discuss things differently. I know, right? A lot of people don't even want to fucking talk about this. They just want to label it evil and not explain, exactly what's causing this. But as I said before, like, if you're one of the people that helped Lauren Southern become famous, now would be a great time to use your platform to start speaking out against her ideology, because they keep mentioning the Great Replacement, the thing that she has a video that's been seen 500,000 times or more about. So especially like if you're on her channel right now, featured in some of her videos, not gonna name any names, but might want to think about speaking out about it. I don't know. I know you're not gonna use your platform to do something really beneficial, even though you used it to do something really harmful, because you're not a good person or you're not good people. But I can still make fun of you about it. And Hypocrisy says Tyson nailed it. The ritualistic media attention given to mass shootings just inspires copycats. There are more serious issues deserving attention. I'm not sure how much I agree on that one. If the President of the United States, who himself is a white supremacist, is spreading fear-mongering about immigrants, and other white supremacists are picking up on that, and they're going out and murdering dozens of people based on what the president is saying, that's definitely worth some attention, We might want to talk about it, in my opinion. That's just me, but I appreciate that, Hypatia. H.S. Ross, $10. We have a culture of absentee parents because most people are struggling economically and don't have enough time to take care of their kids. What would help with that are progressive economic policies. I know, right? Everybody's busy going out and working their lives away, just trying to make a better way for their children. And they, lack the time to actually spend with their kids a lot of times. I think moving to a 4-day work week would be a good idea. But moving past having to work at all would be a great idea, in my opinion. I just think people have only one life. You have a very limited number of hours on this planet. You shouldn't spend your entire life doing shit you hate for most of it. Just seems like a waste of your experience. So hopefully our society can evolve past that someday. Become like a Star Trek society where instead of having to work jobs that you hate just to get by, everybody does what they want to do. Would love to see that future. H.S. Ross, Canadian $10, says all working people are being cheated out of the trend of rising real wages they have for over a century. The right wing is tricking white workers into blaming minorities instead of the oligarchic control. Yeah, that's what they always do, right? They always pit poor people against each other, distract us so they can keep their money. It's happened since, the beginning of civilization, I would imagine. So thank you for that, H.S. Ross. Patrick Butler, $2. Dusty speaks the truth. Listen and learn. I try. Like, I'm wrong about a lot, but I'm willing to learn and work it out. Thank you for that. Amy Morrison, give me $2. Thank you for that. H.S. Ross, give me $2. I think you missed some super chats. Did I? I think I went back and got them. If I missed any, though, let me know, and I'll go back and get them again. But I think I picked them all up. By the way, Tory is the nickname for the British Conservative Party. It's an Irish word meaning bandit. Okay, I knew that, but I do appreciate the lesson. Speak Vegan Change, $2. Please do a CODcast with Vegan Gains. Ask yourself. Okay. Isn't he kind of chuddy? I'm not real familiar with him, but I know he was spreading that Russian propaganda about the man spreading when the woman was supposedly pouring bleach on people, but it was just like, most likely it was put up by the Kremlin and was put out by state-sponsored media in Russia to make feminism look bad. And he swallowed that shit hook, line, and sinker. So, but I don't really know too much about him except for that. Let's see what the regular chat has to say real quick. Dark web is very libertarian. Libertarian is silly. 8chan is the white web, and very white on there, that's for sure. Tyson mentioned car accidents. Don't pretend that was his intention. I don't know if you're talking to me or not. Slay the Spire is on Game Pass for PC. Okay. I don't even know what that is, but that sounds cool. Alright. Moving on with the show. How far are we in? Oh, we're an hour and 7 minutes in. Moving along nicely. So even the dictionary is dunking on Ben Shapiro now, which is hilarious. The dictionary.com, the official 375,000 followers, and they're making fun of Ben Shapiro for saying gender is a made-up word that the left has basically created in order to pretend that biology doesn't exist. And they explain the word gender has been evidenced as far back as the 1300s. You fucking moron. It has nothing to do with modern liberalism. No modern liberal created this word to pretend anything. You're just a moron. Like, how is this person a real thing, man? It's hard to understand. Reminds me of the little kid from the Munsters, Eddie Munster. You know what I'm talking about? The little vampire kid. And so Bill Maher was trending on Twitter yesterday, and the thing is, I was looking at why he was trending, and he was trending for a bunch of different reasons, but the main reason that I'm gonna play is because of this stupid ass shit he said. Just play it.
Josh, isn't the Fed cutting rates now just going to make the next economic downturn worse? What's your prediction? I've been hoping for a recession. People hate me for it, but it would get rid of Trump, so you shouldn't hate me for it.
The fuck happened?
And we shouldn't.
Hoping for a recession. People hate me for it, but it would get rid of Trump, so you shouldn't hate me for it.
I mean, recessions are really bad. People lose their jobs and their homes, and we shouldn't wish
it's worth it.
But
What a dickhead, man. Yeah, recessions are bad. People lose their jobs and homes. And Bill Maher's like, it's worth it. I'm rich as fuck. I will be fine. I have enough money to live the rest of my life very comfortably. So as long as we get rid of Trump, who gives a fuck if normal people are incredibly hurt? I care. So, not all of us are giant rich shitheads like you, Bill Maher. Why is Bill Maher still a thing? He makes the left look so stupid all the time. And here's one for Dan Pfeiffer. This is talking about the economy. Everybody wants to pretend like the economy is real good under Trump, but actually it's worse if you actually look into it. The fact that Obama's last 30 months outperformed Trump's first 30 months is fact. That should be in every story about the economy, and a devastating fact for the supply side dead-enders who swear by tax cuts for the rich. And you see it right here, right? Last 30 months of Obama, 220,000 jobs. First 30 months of Trump, 191,000. So yeah, it's not. It's down 15% under Trump. So much for those talking points, right? And we were talking about this earlier. The trade war with China is not going very well. So what China has done now to fight against the trade war of Trump putting all these tariffs on all the Chinese goods is they've decided to devalue their currency. And they're doing this caused the stock market to drop like 700 points yesterday, right? So as Nick Jack Papa says, a subtle reminder that Trump imposed his first tariffs on January 22nd, 2018. The Dow closed at 26,000. Today, it closed at 25,717. It's down 1.35% in 16 months. He's an economic failure. Tax cuts and tariffs have cost Americans billions. All he has is fear and racism, and it's true. I mean, they can say all they want to about how great he is as economic president, but it's just not true, right? I mean, the rich are doing amazing. But the regular people are doing worse than we were under Obama. And we weren't even doing that great under Obama. Even Obama wasn't that great when it came to helping the poor, right? But apparently Trump is going to designate China as a currency manipulator, ratcheting up its trade war by slapping the world's #2 economy with a label no U.S. president had used since 1994. So apparently they think this is going to tank the stock market even again tomorrow. So don't be surprised if you see another huge dip in the stock market. Hopefully the whole thing doesn't fucking crash down upon us. Hopefully Bill Maher doesn't get his wish with a recession, because Trump is so fucking horrible. And here's something that's funny. I wish I could show you guys the original tweet, but Mark Cuban deleted the tweet, so I can't show you, and I didn't expect him to delete it. I didn't expect him to be such a fucking abject coward, so I didn't take a screenshot of it. But basically he put up a tweet that said something along the lines of, we have to start calling out white supremacists and the people that enable them, start naming names and shit. And so somebody posted this, and it got like 17,000 likes. Isn't this you with Steve Bannon? Steve Bannon, who is literally the guy who helped make the alt-right famous, who literally said he was working for the publication of the alt-right. Isn't that you and him, buddy right there? I think you might be a little bit of a hypocrite there, Mark Cuban. But, you know, you want to say all cops are bastards? All billionaires are bastards. There shouldn't fucking be billionaires. Fuck these people, right? They're like money hoarders. There should be some kind of, like, therapy they have to go through to help them overcome their hoarding. And, not surprised he deleted that. Fucking coward. And, so I watched this fight this weekend. This is Colby Covington, I think's his name. Really good fighter. He fought, what the fuck's that guy's name he fought? I can't remember what he fought. But anyway, beat the shit out of him for 5 rounds. Just really worked him over. But then after the fight, he gave this speech that didn't go over very well.
Marty, fake newsman! Well, I don't want to wait till November 2nd, Madison Square. Do it. It's Madison Square Garden. We can do it tonight. We can do it right now. Where are you at? Where you at? I'm coming for you. Doing it right now. The night's still early. Where you at?
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Colby Covington.
Wait a minute. That wasn't it. God damn it. That was the wrong fucking thing. God fucking damn it. Where was the fucking speech he gave? Shit. I thought that was it. Great show, Dusty. Let me just research. Let me just look it up real fast. Basically, he gave a speech that was pro-Trump. Colby Covington, Trump. Let's just look at the video segment and see if I can find his little speech about Trump. Oh, well, I'm not going to find it, so we're just going to skip that. But anyway, not a good look for him. He got called out for it, especially right now with, white supremacists being inspired by Trump. So, dude's definitely kind of a shithead, but he's a good fighter, though. Sorry I didn't find that clip. And Michael Shermer, who was the editor of Skeptic magazine, got ratioed by his own fan base by saying the Great Replacement was just a theory. It's not even just a theory, right? It's a conspiracy theory, I guess. But he said, here is El Paso shooter's manifesto inspired by the Christchurch shooter and the Great Replacement, a right-wing conspiracy theory, I guess he did name it right, that claims that white Christian Europeans are being systematically replaced by people of non-European descent. So, like, shout out to Michael Shermer, who I think is a fucking piece of shit. Usually, he's like so fucking pretentious and usually supporting chuds and whatever the intellectual dark web chuds are spreading. But shout out for actually doing the right thing and saying something good for a change. Pat on the back for that. But it just shows you what kind of fan base you're attracting, because they didn't take it very well. The Great Replacement, a right-wing conspiracy theory that claims the white Christian are being systematically replaced by people of European descent. That's literally a fact. There are more than enough liberals bragging about it. It's not a theory, it's a reality. The left is celebrating our replacement, fool. So these are your fan bases, dude. These are the people that you've attracted. There's a reason you're attracting these people. It's because of your actions, dude. I always every time a fan of Armor Skeptic or Shoe on Head or Count Dankula or something comes and shit on me for calling them out, I always go look, and it's usually just like the worst of the worst right-wing shitheads that are defending them and following them, and there's a reason that they're following you people. There's a reason you're attracting these people, right? Like, at some point, you have to have some kind of self-reflection and look at the people that are fans of yours and think, why am I attracting these people? What am I doing? You know, I'm clearly doing something wrong. At the very least, I'm not repelling these people, which is a problem. So I need to, like, you know, rethink my whole game plan. But they don't, because they don't have, you know, the ability to do that, I guess. Their ego won't allow them to do it. But even Dave Bautista is getting in on this shitting on President Trump. It's had 219,000 likes. And Trump says, ASAP Rocky released from prison and is on his way home to the United States from Sweden. It was a rocky week. Get home ASAP, ASAP. God. Wonk, wonk. It's like if a dad joke was president. And Dave Bautista's like, oh my God, how the fuck are you our president? I know, right? It's literally what I think all the fucking time. How is this real life? Dave knows what's up. And while we're talking about Trump-related terrorists, the MAGA bomber, you guys remember that guy? The guy that had his whole van covered in fucking Trump stickers and shit? Well, apparently he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Seems like he should have got life. This dude was crazy as fuck. He gonna get back out and kill somebody. But at least we don't have to worry about it for a while. Although 20 years usually means a lot shorter than that, so it'll probably be out for too long. So, I don't know. I guess maybe that'll keep somebody from getting killed for a few years. But I suspect to see him sending more packages as soon as he gets out. And I don't know whose grandma this is, but I love her. And I hope she found the dick she was looking for, right?
Hey, this is Tiger Grandma with another weather report. It's raining like hell, it's hot, it's shit, it's humid, and there's a slight chance of a tornado tonight, and my plans got canceled. I had a date, but he's too chicken shit to drive in the fucking rain, and I was planning on getting me some sausage, so I am actually pissed the fuck off, and I'm going in the fucking house.
Go in the house, Granny. I'm starting to understand why that guy was too scared to drive. It doesn't look like it's that bad, so there might be other reasons he is frightened. But anyway, you get you some dick, Granny. Even grannies need love sometimes, right? I'll stop and read the chat a little bit. What you guys gotta say? I need an umbrella. Yeah, tornado. It's tornado weather. Fucking tornado's gonna kill everybody, right? And I saw a guy walking in front of my house the other day. It's this black guy. He's wearing these short shorts and a crop top shirt and this giant fucking pink umbrella. And it wasn't raining. It was just the sun was out. And man, of course he was like, I don't want to. He appeared to be clearly gay. Now, whether he was or not, who knows? I guess there's an off chance he wasn't. But anyway, he fucking rocked that shit, man. He was totally fucking brave. He looked over at me and he smiled and he waved. I waved back. It's funny. But, yeah, I love that lady too. Sounds like my grandma. I got them hardcore cussing grandmas here in Mississippi. They don't take no shit from nobody. They'll go kick that tornado right in the ball sack. Yeah, fuck yeah, Dave. Dave Bautista's pretty cool. I like him. That was great at Dusty. Yes, it was. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's check the super chats. Dusty, look up Dudism, the Church of the Latter-day Dude. You're clearly a dudist. I don't know about dudism. It's what the fuck is that movie? The Big Lebowski, right? I've seen that movie a couple of times. Pretty good. I like the scene where he dances. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh, what condition my condition was in. Please play your entire song talking points. Love it. I put it up on its own video. So if you go on my site, you can find the entire song. It's already been clipped off by itself, so I don't want to play the whole thing. So, but I appreciate that. Thanks. Wrote that back in early 2000s. So my war protest song. So anyway, more super chats, please, if you want to, and if not, that's cool too. He was the dude. I know, right? Had a fucking cool house robe. I am kind of dudeish in a way, I guess. can see that. Alright. Well, let's continue on. Now, I don't know what's happening in this video, okay? It appears to be, somebody dressed up like a bush or something, getting whacked with a stick. Yeah. It's like a real-life pinata. Like, what is happening? Why? Don't know. Anybody got some context for what I'm watching here? It's like, whack that pinata. Whack it. Whack it. Ooh, get it too. Got a good swing, and then that bush or whatever it was, like, wasn't having none of that. Like, ooh, that hurts. No, thank you. I don't enjoy being smacked with a stick. Please stop that immediately. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's happening there. And no video segment this week, but I do have this video of some car crashes and shit, because, like, yeah, always interesting. Why's all this shit opening? Fuck, now you're gonna see my private shit. I don't know what any of these messages are, so if they pop up, I'm sorry. I don't even, like, I don't read people's messages that they send me, unfortunately, because I feel bad that I can't respond to everybody, so I just kind of ignore it, so I don't feel guilty. Anyway. So, yeah, I guess he didn't put the emergency brake on, and yeah, there goes your car. Yep, just look at his face. He's like, oh my god, fuck my life. Fuck my life. Well, fuck. There goes my car. Yeah, hope you had insurance, dude. That's not amazing, is it? Holy shit. And, it's your American flag. Boop, boop. Look at all those trucks, all those American flag trucks. Why are you fucking tailgating each other so close? Because we're Americans. Americans drive close to each other. That's just how we do it. And, what's going to happen? Oh, yeah, got rear-ended. Yeah, you got rear-ended.
God, what the heck, man?
Yeah, you got rear-ended. That's what the heck. Yep. They weren't paying attention. At least they pulled over. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to do one more. Let's see what happens in this one. Oh, yeah, just clipped him. Alright, that's not very exciting. Be more interesting, car wrecks. And here's one. I guess this is real, folks. It says it's real, so who am I to judge if it says it's real? Apparently this person in Brazil was trying to escape prison in a rubber mask designed to look like a woman. But yeah, this was never going to work, dude. Look. You look like a creepy fucking doll. You don't in any way look like, yeah, look, like a mannequin. How was that ever going to work? I mean, I guess I give him an E for effort. He's trying to think outside the box here a little bit. But I don't want to know how they got that mask smuggled into the prison. I can only assume it was an ass mask hidden deep in an anal cavity, and now it's on your face. So, yeah. But anyway, got him a bra and everything. Where were you hiding the bra, I wonder? I don't want to know that either. But yeah, take it off. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Some Scooby-Doo shit right here. Boom, yeah. Good try, dude. Did what you had to do, I guess. Better luck next time. And a little video from Reddit. I guess somebody smacked a dildo up there and he's trying to get it down, and he's like, no, do not record us trying to get a dildo down that somebody smacked up there. And he just boing. That's some good suction, doesn't it? No matter how hard he whacks on that big black dick, he just can't get it off there. And that teacher just ain't having it. No, don't film us. This will go viral. We don't want to encourage this type of behavior, but nope, it's encouraged. And but those things are expensive, so they're probably going to confiscate that. So somebody just lost a big black dildo. I hope they stole it or something and didn't like lose that, because that's a lot of money. So anyway, what we got to say about that in the chats? Damn you kids, I know, right? Creepy, it was creepy. So hot, is that what you're into? Girl from the Ring, I know. Gonna climb through your TV and kill us all after a week. Hello, what the fuck? I know, right? I hear some shushing in the background. I guess the dogs are barking. My kids were in that car. Your kids were in what car? The car that got hit? No, what are you talking about? It's Africa. Well, I knew it was Africa. That doesn't explain what the hell's happening. Why are they whacking a bush with a stick? No, I'm not stoned, actually. I haven't had any weed since noon today. I should, though. Usually on my super secret live streams where I talk in my ASMR voice, I do smoke weed, but I have not smoked any today yet, so. Probably $150 dildo. I know, right? You would know, wouldn't you, Catalina? I didn't know it was that expensive. Shit. Are you an expert in giant black dildos, Catalina? That looks staged. Maybe. Could be. A lot of shit staged on the internet. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not true, right? Check out, see if there's any super chats. In school, E is a failing grade, is it? Like F is the lowest grade when I grew up. Anything below a 70 was an F. And I generally passed everything. Dusty, please shout out John Maloney. All right, what's up, John Maloney? I don't know who John Maloney is, but I'll give you a shout out. Let's see who John Maloney is, according to John Maloney. Murderpedia. Okay, well, fuck you. Are you telling me to shout out murderers, dude? That is not cool. I do not want to shout out murderers for $2. But I did, so whatever. Nice one. Please play your... No, I already read that. All right. More super chats, please, if you want. And if not, that's cool. Looks like we're going to finish the show early tonight. Maybe I'll just end it by just talking to the chat and stuff after I finish my content, so... Anyway, more amazing takes from Christians over this week's mass shootings. This Christian writer says, God allows mass shootings, so we'll return to him in prayer. Yeah, and the spirit of mass murder is the spirit of Antichrist. Instead of pointing fingers at each other and sharing in that foul spirit, let us turn to God in repentance. Can it be that he has allowed this evil so that we will return to him in prayer and repentance? That's right, folks. See, we're not praying enough for God. And so he's like, maybe I'll just send somebody to murder a bunch of you. Maybe that'll get you to fucking pray to me. That sounds like exactly what an all-loving God would do, wouldn't it? I can understand why you're definitely worshiping this monster. It's like if you were a parent and you were sad because your kids didn't call you enough. So you're like, I got an idea. I'll just murder a few of them. Yeah, that'll motivate the rest of them to give me a call on Mother's Day, right? Guarantee these motherfuckers are never going to forget my birthday again. I got 10 kids. I'll murder 3 or 4 of them. The other 6 will fall right in line. I'm an awesome parent. I am love. But nope, that was what a monster would fucking do. And you people are monstrous for worshiping him. And let's see if he got fucking ratioed to shitting back. I got 1.4k likes. The left will never submit. Victimhood is their god. What is that fucking victimhood? They murdered 31, what is it, 31 people or whatever. How are we playing the victim about this? Like, seriously. It's just so dumb. Anyway. Fuck you, Eric Metaxas? Is that your name? Dork. And, so there was this school that was run by Catholic nuns. And, they used to brag about how their school was really progressive, and back in the old days, they used to actually teach the children of slaves. That's how awesome and progressive the love of Christ is with them. But it turns out somebody actually looked into it. They found out that not only did the school not teach the children of slaves, the nuns at the school actually owned slaves and sold slaves and traded them. Yeah, that's right. As for the Georgetown visitation nuns, the profits from slave sales would become a vital lifeline during a period of expansion. In the 1820s, the sisters embarked on a building campaign, which left them saddled with debt. To ease the financial strain, they sold at least 21 people between 1819 and 1822, the record shows. So, yeah, right? Just Christians being Christians. I mean, the Bible does tell you how to beat your slaves, right? The Bible explicitly supports slavery, so... they're just doing what Jesus wanted them to do, right? And how come it's always people that look exactly like this? Apparently this guy is a preacher, and he was in a restaurant, and his waiter was gay. And so he wrote on the tip, $0 for tip because you're gay, or something along the lines. If he wasn't gay, I would have tipped you. And so basically the gay dude told the manager, right? I don't know how he knew this guy was gay. I guess the same way I know that the guy that was walking down the street with the pink umbrella was gay. But I think my reasoning was probably better than his reasoning. But anyway, so the gay waiter, quote unquote, goes up and tells the manager, hey, this dude just wrote on here that he wasn't tipping me because I was gay. And so the manager went and confronted him about it. And he said, yeah, I did it. And he ripped up the ticket and he shoved it down her bra and touched her boob. I'll just read it. Frederick Sterry Smith recently visited a restaurant in St. Augustine, Florida. When it came time to pay the bill, he gave a $0 tip along with the message, if he wasn't gay, suggesting the waiter would have received a tip if he was straight. How Smith determined the waiter's sexual orientation is anyone's guess. The waiter informed his manager of the note, and she immediately confronted Smith in the parking lot. When she asked Smith if he really wrote that on his check, he said yes, and then snatched the bill from her and ripped it up. He then grabbed her collar, pulled it open, and shoved the torn check down her shirt, touching her breast with his hand, the report said. Smith was tracked down by police and identified by the manager and a witness. He was charged with simple battery and assessed a $500 bond, which he paid. His Facebook page lists that he is a minister and president of Servant's Heart Disaster Relief, a St. Augustine-based nonprofit and evangelical hands-on ministry devoted to helping hurricane victims in North America and the Caribbean. It's always people that look like this. Why are they so mad? I mean, you just know this dude just wants a fucking dick so bad. Look, he's just desperate for it. He probably wanted to fuck that waiter so bad he just couldn't see straight, so he just had to lash out at him because the waiter made him feel bad about himself because he has self-hatred. That's my guess anyway. I don't know. But won't be surprised if I see this guy busted for some kind of homosexual-related incident with prostitutes or something. We'll see. Evil assholes, though. You know, it's not all Christians, but it's just there's so many of them doing this kind of evil shit in the name of Christianity. And, motherfucker. Anti-LGBT Polish Archbishop warns against a rainbow plague infecting society. Yep, he's basically saying that the gays are the new Nazis. Our land is no longer affected by the red plague, which does not mean that there is no new one that wants to control our souls, hearts, and minds, he told a mass in the medieval St. Mary's Basilica, one of the most important churches for Poles. Not Marxist, Bolshevik, but born of the same spirit, neo-Marxist. So it's basically, this guy's been listening to Jordan fucking Peterson. It's just sad that this virus has spread all across the fucking country. Not red, but rainbow. So yeah, the rainbow plague. We already had such people, politicians, who used similar words at that, and that led to a huge slaughter, genocide. This is an incitement to crime, to hatred, he told the news website. Yeah, so he's basically talking about people that are trying to spread social justice are the new Nazis. It's just, oh God. We know where he's getting all this shit from. They all have the same playbook. They all say exactly the same shit, don't they? These fucking Peterson, Ben Shapiro acolytes. Florida's new Board of Education chairman is an evolution denier. I mean, this is so depressing, folks. How the fuck can you be in charge of goddamn education and not even believe in fucking evolution, man? But it's true. These are the people running shit. School Board Vice Chairman Andy Tuck said Thursday, as a person of faith, I strongly oppose any study of evolution as fact at all. I am purely in favor of saying it's a theory and only a theory. I won't support any evolution being taught as fact at all in any of our schools. I mean, first of all, how do you have a guy in charge of fucking education that doesn't know what a theory is? A theory is not a blind guess. A theory is a series of facts and then a framework of how they are possibly related to each other. Okay, you're thinking about a hypothesis. A hypothesis is sort of a guess, not based on facts, right? So it's just like, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why our society is not evolving, because why so many people are worried about the blue-haired college kids and just this stupid minutia bullshit that doesn't matter. These are literally the people that are in charge of things. They're literally in charge of the education of our children, and they don't even believe in basic scientific facts or even understand the very basics of how science works. It's just, it's maddening. It's fucking maddening. It's 2019. When the fuck are we going to goddamn evolve past this? Are we ever going to evolve past it? Is it ever going to happen? I just wonder sometimes. Anyway, that's all the material I have. I guess I'll spend the next 10 minutes or so just reading chats and end the show early. In Seattle, I already read that. Just played Mortal Kombat. I guess that makes me more likely to uppercut someone's head off and rip their spine out. Appreciate the show, Dusty. Thanks, Sean Lauderdale. Yep, I know, right? I just played Slay the Spire all night. It makes me really want to run out and slay spires. Like, I don't even know where I would find a spire, but I'm going to go out and find one. I'm going to slay every motherfucker in it until I reach the top. Fucking video games brainwashed me. And C. Bishop Davis, $2. My friend is not a murderer. We turned. Okay, so it was somebody else. John Maloney. It's a different John Maloney. All right, good. Thank you for not telling me to shout out mass murderers, dude. Elections aren't real. Electron truth. Okay, that's from John Baker. Electrons aren't real. Okay, I thought you said elections. Electrons aren't real. Okay, well, I think electrons are probably real, aren't they? Is this a joke? Is this kind of meme I'm not in the loop on? Definitely possible. Anyway, thank you for that. So, last chance to get super chats in if you want to get them in. I'm going to read the chats a little bit here, see what you guys have to say. If you guys have any comments or questions for me, be sure to let me know. God allows mass shootings. Are you fucking kidding me with that cult-like rhetoric? Nope, I'm not kidding you. But, I mean, I guess if you really believe that God was all-powerful and had an all-just, all-wise plan, then you would have to believe that he's in charge of all these mass shootings, wouldn't you? And you have to just kind of somehow figure out a way how it makes sense into your world philosophy. But, it just boils down to the fact that he's a goddamn monster if that's happening, and you're a fucking piece of shit for worshiping that monster. I am watching the news now, and I am pissed at the El Paso incident, plus the Daytona and Gilroy. Trump forgot that the shooting in Ohio was in Daytona during his live speech today. I'm surprised he knows what the fuck's going on ever. I think the guy might have some kind of like Alzheimer's or something like that. That would be my guess. Definitely seems to be deteriorating rapidly. Totally full of shit. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just going to agree with it. There was a third shooting, I guess. Somebody said so. I don't know much about it. Anti-gay preacher is just a long way of saying gay preacher. I know, right? Basically the same thing. Homophobes suck, definitely. Mark Hamill light, I know. Can you feel the love of the Lord? Yep, they're always showing the love of Christ, aren't they? I'd rather have Jack Frost as Savior than a murderous guy. Like, anything would be better. Literally anything. I would worship Donald Trump before I'd worship the God of the Bible. That's how bad the God of the Bible is. That plague of tolerance, I know, right? And they're trying to spread equality and love. Oh my God. Imagine how many people are going to be murdered. It's exactly the same thing as that Hitler was trying to do. He was just trying to spread equality and love. No. No, he wasn't. That's not what he was trying to do. Evolution is freaking real? Yeah, I know, right? Anybody that doesn't believe evolution is real, just looking at chromosome number 2. Basically, what science does is science makes predictions, and then they run tests to see if their predictions are true. Because if they can predict stuff and then run tests to make their predictions true, then that's what, satisfies science, right? So they had a prediction that if human beings and great apes had a common ancestor, since great apes have 24 sets of chromosomes and human beings have 23 sets of chromosomes, you should be able to look directly into the DNA and find one of the chromosomes has been fused together somewhere in the distant past. So they looked, they finally sequenced the entire DNA chromosome or whatever, and turns out chromosome number 2, you can look at that and you can directly see where the chromosomes have fused together, and it has, part of the information that one of the 24 sets great apes have, and another one of the 24 chromosomes great apes have fused together, and the information from both those pieces are still in that one chromosome, and it's chromosome number 2. So it's DNA proof that evolution is true, and they backed up the predictions the science made. Anybody can go look at this themselves, and so it's really depressing that me, who has a 9th grade education in Mississippi, which is like a 5th grade education anywhere else, and I know more about science than the guy that's in charge of fucking education in Florida. How is this real life, folks? But if I had one word to describe all this, that word would be suboptimal. Suboptimal. So they're a place there by tax-free dark money. I know they're tax-free. Must be nice, huh? Where did Jesus say to hate the gays? Nowhere. I think there's somewhere in the Old Testament that says a man should not lie with a man as he lies with a woman. But a man doesn't lie with a man like he lies with a woman. You know, he does it butt style, usually. So that's totally different. Gravity is not in the Bible. I don't believe in gravity. I know, right? Me either. It's a theory. Theory should not be taught. We are defective apes. I know, right? Okay, I guess I'll read the last of the super chats. Good show, Dusty. How do you like a Bernie Warren ticket versus a Bernie Tulsi one? I don't want to see Tulsi anywhere near the ticket. For some reason, I don't like her. It's not really anything that she's done too much. It's that so many fucking chuds like her and back her up for some reason. Like when you have people like Count Dankula backing up Tulsi and Shoe on Head stands for all the time, and just, you know, makes me question, makes me wonder. So, but Bernie Warren, I'm totally for that. I think that'd be a pretty good ticket. That's probably one we'll see. Wouldn't be surprised to see that if Bernie gets the nomination. So, have you gone over Neil Tyson's terrible take yet? Yes, I have. We discussed that already. Thank you, Celia C. Some people were saying that his take was correct, and he got like over 300,000 likes on it. So a lot of people agree with it, but many people do not. H.S. Ross, $10. Thanks for continuing the great anti-religious conservative BS. In terms of victimhood stuff and just generally everything bad the right says about the left is pure projection. I know, right? It's like they're the biggest snowflakes in the fucking world. They constantly bitch about anything. Oh my God, there's a black person in a movie. You know? Oh my God, there's interracial relationships in this movie. Just anything, right? Oh my God, the superhero's deaf. And they're the ones living in a world that was literally fucking made for them. Like, I walk around this world and I just see it all the time, how people treat me. People treat me like this world was fucking made for me. And so I just assume it was. They've always treated me like that. Like, everywhere I go, I'm treated like fucking royalty. And I can't help but to think it's a lot to do with my white privilege, right? My white male privilege. Society was created by people like me, for people like me. And it's great, you know, for me. It just, you know, I just have enough empathy to recognize that it sucks for other people. So I want to, you know, make it more equal for everybody so everybody can experience the same benefits that I have. Back to regular chat. Galaxy Brain, NDT, I know, right? But like I said, a lot of people agree with them, so it just depends. Tulsi is the most presidential candidate. She ain't getting nowhere near that candidacy. Tulsi ain't fucking got a shot. Tulsi supporters are shit, but I still like Tulsi. It's kind of like the Yang thing, right? The Yang gang is all nothing but chuds. Just kind of makes you question or something. I mean, she just got bread pilled. Oh God, whatever. She ain't fucking bread pilled. How stupid are you people? Like, seriously, you would have to be so fucking stupid to believe she was bread pilled. She was just 2 weeks ago. She was posting lies about feminism to make feminists look bad. Like, direct lies that anybody could just do one Google search and realize that what she was saying was a lie. You know, the bread pill community not care about feminism anymore. Like, what the fuck? You sycophants are just so ridiculous. It's so obvious what you're doing. It's so obvious she has 1 million subscribers and you guys just want to fucking use her for her subscribers or something. And you refuse to call her out on the continuous horrible shit she always fucking says, dude. She was just bitching not long ago because in Berkeley, California, they've decided to spend $600 and in their code, like in their legal code, just change certain words to be not gender specific. Like, they're changing, instead of calling policeman, policeman, they're going to call them, I don't know. I don't remember what exactly word they're using. Maybe just police or something. And instead of manhole covers, they're calling them access covers or something. Just basic stuff. All they're trying to do is they're trying to degender the language that's been set, you know, mostly by the patriarchy for hundreds of years in ways that we don't even think about, you know. And by degenerating the language, they do a lot of small things in Berkeley, and then a lot of little things they do, they add up. So anyway, of course, Shoe on Head had a problem with this. I dare anybody try to progress society in any way that, you know, even minorly. And so she responded like, just shut the fuck up. That was her response. Has no intellectual take on it whatsoever. She's just telling them to shut the fuck up, trying to, you know, evolve society in any way. So she ain't fucking bread pilled. If this is what bread pilled is, if that's what being bread pilled is, then I want no part of it. Like, the bread pill community is fucking shit. If you just accept her and don't ever call her out for all the shit she continuously does, and don't ever expect her to correct the record for any of the shit she's done in the past, then your community's fucking shit. Like, nobody should take that shit seriously. I certainly don't. If you guys don't have any kind of standard whatsoever, if you're just appeasers, which is exactly what Vosh spoke out against Blair White, about her appeasing her right-wing chud fan base. If you're just going to appease because you think that you could get something out of her, then you're sycophants, and, who needs that shit? I think the bread pill community is kind of silly anyway, just like left tube, all that shit. All that shit's kind of just cliquish and stupid, in my opinion. I don't have any use for it, but, whatever. Yeah, you guys got me starting on Shoe again. Fuck. The Boys is great. Yes, The Boys is an amazingly good show. Can't wait for more episodes to come out. Apparently the guy that did The Boys also did Preacher, the TV show. I like the first season of Preacher. And they got 4 seasons now. They just came out with the first 2 episodes of season 4. Seems to have lost a lot of its luster to me for some reason. I'm not really into it anymore, but The Boys is definitely fucking good. Really enjoy that show. Hey, cool. Thanks for suggesting The Boys. I can recommend Pennyworth, 2019. Okay, the story of Alfred Pennyworth, a former Special Forces officer, worked for Bruce Wayne's father. It's hardcore. All right. Never heard of it, but I will check that out. Dusty, you need to do the show daily if possible. I'm not sure there's enough people that have interest in me doing the show daily. Also, I would be really tired. I'm not really sure there's enough, content for me to do it daily. There was barely enough content for me to make 2 hours tonight. So, I don't know. If there was enough interest, I would do the show daily, though. But you guys would have to support me much more than you're doing at this point. You guys have to actually, not just monetarily, I'm talking about, sharing the videos. And, I ask you guys to come back after the video's up and leave comments and stuff, and very few of you do. So most of the comments left in my show are, negative. People shitting on me, right? So I work hard and I do this, and then most of the comments I get are people telling me how horrible I am. And the people that like the show don't ever come back and, kind words are, like I say all the time, they're a form of currency, and they're freely available to spend. And they're very motivating, so say something nice to me, goddammit. That's all I'm saying. What is Bread Pill? Bread Pill, it's mainly a Reddit community. It's made up of what appears to be communists and socialists, and they're all in love with this book, something of bread and something, I don't know what it is, written by some fucking Russian guy or something, I don't know. But, they have this little community on Reddit where they post videos of people they call bread pill, or they believe they're in the bread tube community. It's called bread tube, by the way. So bread pill is basically if you're part of the bread tube community, I guess. Which I don't know. I went and posted there on there one time and told them I love them and everything. But the more I hear about it, the less I'm interested in it, in my opinion. How are you doing personally right now, Dusty? I'm personally doing great right now. I'm at one of the happiest periods of my life. I'm finally settled down. A lot of the stuff I've been looking for, after I got a divorce, I was kind of looking for a mate and looking for, a place that I felt like I was belong and I could be calm and just, focus on my work. And I've kind of figured all that out now. And I finally got into a house that I like, and I'm living in a town I like, and I'm, have my animal sanctuary, and I'm able to do some good for animals, which I love doing. And, I'm actually doing this show, which I really enjoy doing. I enjoy hanging out with you guys and talking with you. It's just like hanging out with my friends and whatnot. So I'm getting paid to do it. I'm basically laying in my bed right now and getting paid to talk to you people. So it's pretty fucking amazing. I can't complain about my life, to be honest with you. It sounds made up. Yeah, I know. First there was the left tube, and then the bread tube kind of sprung up to compete with the left tube, I guess, and I'm not part of any of it. Left tube is supposedly ContraPoints and Sean Jen and H-Bomber Guy and Dan Arrows, 3 Arrows, and I think that's about it. It's about the only ones you normally always hear mentioned with left tube, and then Bread Pill is a lot of the same folks, but it's like Philosophy Tube is included in that, and some others, but not me. I'm generally not considered part of anything, and a lot of people don't want to be associated with me, and I do not blame them. I would not be associated with me. And Robbie Jenkins, hey, Robbie Jenkins is in here. I remember Robbie Jenkins. Is that the same one? Maybe that's a different one I'm thinking of. No, that's the same one. Have you seen it? I remember Robbie from back in the day. She used to be like a big hardcore Drunken Peasants fan, and then she disappeared for a while. Anyway, I like ContraPoints too. I turned my girlfriend on to ContraPoints, and she started watching a lot of her videos. They're definitely very, very well done. I can understand why she only puts out about one a month. Takes an amazing amount of time, I imagine, just to make the costumes alone. I like Mellow Dusty. I want to sit on his knee. That sounds cool. I'll be your Santa Claus. Have you been a good boy this year? Hell yeah, you have. Or maybe not. Maybe you've been a naughty boy. Even better. Don't take it personally, Dusty. They're all just gullible, insecure babies who can't handle reality. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm going to agree with you on that one. I can't stand Philosophy Tube, so posh and pretentious. I'm not real familiar with his work. I kind of know what he does a little bit, but Oliver, is that his name? He's considered a sex symbol. He's like a sex symbol in the leftist community. So, good for him, I guess. Fuck, I missed an hour of your show live. I know, I'm about to quit. The show's almost over. We only do 2 hours now instead of 3. We've cut it down, so, you came too late. But luckily, it's being recorded, and you can go back and you can watch it all. You can watch my calm-ass voice explaining to you how horrible the world is, but hopefully we won't take it too hard. Hopefully we realize that, as bad as things are, things just seem really, really fucking bad because every bad thing that happens, we hear about it because of the way the media is these days. We're globally connected, so every bad thing gets spread across the world instantly. So while we're inundated continuously with horrible things all the time, it's actually less horrible things overall happening. We just hear about it more. So you just gotta kind of keep that in mind and not let it get to you. I come back and say nice things. I love you, Dusty. I appreciate that. I could really use the kind words and encouragement because I don't really get very much of it. It kind of sucks, but it's all good. I try to handle it the best way I can. Weed definitely helps. Bring out the kittens. You'll get more views. They're in the other room. See, I have this behind me. Where's my finger? There it is. Behind me, I have this green screen, and it's like, it's almost like a tripod thing where you open this thing up and you pull it up. But anyway, if the cats can hear it, they'll scratch it up, basically. So, it's a prime target, and it was really expensive, so I keep them out of here so they don't fucking scratch my shit up. But I do need to get a camera, and I do need to go into the other room and start taking videos of all the other animals. The reason I haven't done that yet is because I don't really have a camera. I mean, I have an iPad. I guess I could shoot on my iPad. But other than my webcam that's connected to my computer, I don't have another camera. And I don't have a phone. I don't own a phone. I know, I'm a weirdo. I don't own phones. I don't own a pair of shoes. I wear the same black shirt and shorts every day. I mean, like, different ones, because I have like 20 pair, but they're the same ones. So I'm a weird dude. Do you ever show your cats, Dusty? Like, at the end of every short video I used to make, if you go watch them, my cats are at the end of every video pretty much. So, and also the dogs. I did a few videos with the dogs. So they're out there if you're interested. But I need to show them some more. That's true. I think a lot of the big YouTubers are busy and get lots of requests to collab. I wouldn't assume it was because they don't want to be associated. Well, I mean, speaking of which, they actually said, like, ContraPoints has actually come out and said that's the reason that she doesn't collab with people is because of that. And, here we go. Come here. Hey, baby. All right. Speaking of kitties, this is Mr. Penguin. Mr. Penguin. He's the sweetest boy. He's the sweetest one of them all, yeah. He's the big fatty fat. Mwah. You want to turn around and say hello to the camera, Mr. Penguin? Show me your pretty face. It's like, nope. What is happening here? I just want to get away immediately. I know, it's strange. But anyway, this is Mr. Penguin. He's like, hey, that way boy, he's the bestest boy that there ever was. He's a Mr. Penguin. He looks like a penguin, doesn't he? He's so fat. I don't know if you guys remember, but I showed him back when he was a little kitten. Now look how big he is. That's a big kitty. And he's so sweet and good. The other cats will be clawing my eyes out right now, but not Mr. Penguin. He just takes it all. Okay, all right, enough of that. I respect your decision. Anyway, he's one of our favorites, so he gets spoiled a lot, but because he's so good, he always wants to cuddle and stuff, and he don't like claw you to death and shit. So, we love that little boy. We demand kitties. All right, I answered your call. You have prayed to your God, and your God has answered. You better not be anti-God, Dusty. Fuck yeah, I'm anti-gun. I will shoot you in the face with this rusted ass. Look how rusted my gun is. I have never cleaned this gun. That's how much I care about guns. I just had this rusted piece of shit beside my bed just to scare somebody with. It would probably blow my fucking hand. But, I just have it for protection and whatnot. Is that animal abuse? Don't know what you're talking about. Careful class will call you. I know all about that. Excuse me. Looks like my old cat. What a cutie. Yeah, he is a cutie. He was one of the ones we rescued. I don't know if you remember Diva, but Diva came under our house and that she had a litter of kittens, and so we had to buy like this expensive cat trap from Walmart, and we trapped her. We cut them all, so she's in there too. She's all domesticated now. She was like a little bit wild when we got her, but now she's fucking totally fucking domesticated. Doesn't want anything to do with the outside anymore. Is that 45 gonna work? It's not a 45, I don't think. Is it a 45? Smith & Wesson, Springfield. It's a 9mm. 9mm are not 45s, are they? I don't know that much about guns, but I think a 9mm is different than a 45. And I have no idea if it's going to fire or not. Hopefully I will never have to find out. I don't want to shoot anybody. Clean your gun. What the fuck? I know, right? I need to find somebody else to do it for me, to be honest with you. Because I'm not really interested in cleaning anything, to be 100 about it. Let me read the super chats real quick. Got a few more super chats. Thoughts and prayers to atheist baby Zoe who has a fever. Aw, poor baby Zoe. That's Jenny McDermott. I know Jenny McDermott. She's like popular on the YouTubes. I don't know who baby Zoe is, but if that's your baby, then I'm sorry. No prayers though. I like send her good thoughts about science, because science is the only thing that's gonna help. HS Ross, $10. You're a great dude, Dusty. Hey, you're a great dude, HS Ross. Just Tulsi, just because chuds like her doesn't mean she sucks, but it does raise the question of why the chuds like her. I don't think it's Jane's fault chuds like him. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know you can't judge people based on who likes you, but it just makes me wonder, why do all these chuds in particular like these particular people? So I know it's probably not fair. That's probably a bias on my part I need to work on, but still at the same time it does raise questions. And HS Ross $10 says the conquest of bread. That's what I was thinking. I always want to call it of bread and sandwiches. I don't know why I want to say that, but it's funny. But by Russian anarchist Peter Kropotkin. I don't agree with anarcho-syndicalists, but I can stand them a lot more than authoritarian Marxist, Leninist, Maoist tankies. All right, that's a lot of words. But yeah, for the most part, I don't have a problem with bread pill. Like, most of the stuff they post in there, I agree with. Just like, I don't know. It's, for some reason, maybe it's just I'm too much of a hipster. I don't want to be involved in any kind of groups or anything. I think I'm too cool for all that shit, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But thank you for that. The truth will set you free. Give me $1. Thank you. HS Ross. Give me another $2. Mr. Penguin. Yep, Mr. Penguin. Definitely got a good name. And $1.09 from Vicky. Hey, Vicky, how's it going tonight? A little money to feed that penguin. All right, he needs it. He's a little fat boy, isn't he? A little fatty, fat penguin. He's a cutie, though. You are the chuds, Susty. Don't I know it? Don't make me fucking cannibalize you while I live underground, as a humanoid might dwell. And, Dusty, what do you bench? I had no idea. Like, I fucking benched anything in the last 20 years. Like, when I used to be big, I used to be kind of, like, thick, and fairly muscular. I think the most I ever benched was 300 pounds. But, I could probably do maybe 180 now. That would be my guess. But that's still maybe more than I can actually do. I have no idea. But not something I ever think about. I don't care about that very much. No one is abusing Dusty. I know, right? What else you guys got to say? I'm surprised that a lack of support here for BreadTube, honestly. Seems like most natural allies to have here, considering what we complain about of all time. I guess I'm wrong. I mean, yeah, like I said, most of the stuff they post, I agree with. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem being allies with them. I just not really consider myself a part of it, you know? It's like LeftTube. I mean, I love ContraPoints. I love Sean Jen and H-Bomber. I love all those guys, and I agree with almost everything they say, but I don't feel like I don't want to be a part of that for some reason. I don't know why. It's like Groucho Marx says, I'll never be a member of a group that would have me as a member. Something like that. Damn, 300 pounds is insane. Not really. Not that much. Hones Buckler, do you still sell atheist shirts? Yeah, I have two different types of shirts I sell now. One is specifically for the CODcast only, and you can find a link to that in the description of this video that leads you to the Teesprings collection. And then you can also follow the other link in the description of the video to my personal website, which is thecultofdusty.com, and I still sell the Old Atheist t-shirts on there. I think we're going to stop selling them because they don't really sell anymore. So basically, I'm going to go collect all the shirts that we haven't sold because we bought a bunch of them in bulk. I probably have like 1,000 of them, and I'll just have 1,000 shirts decaying in my house for the rest of my life, I guess. But anyway, I think they're still for sale, so you can go buy them. Thank you for that. Have you seen T1J's video on LeftTube, BreadTube? Yes, I have seen that. He basically said the same sort of thing that I said. He just doesn't feel a part of it. He doesn't understand what makes somebody get labeled as part of it, but doesn't make somebody get labeled as part of it. It's mainly just a popularity contest, I guess. Just keep being you. Everything else is poppycock. Yeah, I agree. I try to be myself as much as I can. Dusty, what do you think of MGTOWs, the men going their own way? I understand like the basics of men going their own way, because I'm sort of like, even though I have a 25-year-old living girlfriend, I'm still sort of like that, because I just kind of do my own thing, and I don't really feel like I need a woman to complete me. The problem with men going their own way is they get involved in the men's rights movement, which is generally very highly misogynistic and also tends to be right-wing, and a lot of the people that are in those communities are shitheads that you wouldn't want to be associated with, so mixed feelings about it. Dusty, do you think the atheist community is evolving? Not really. I mean, look what happened with ACA. The ACA is the most famous atheist community in the world, and it just got completely taken over by chuds, right? It got taken over by transphobes. So it's de-evolving, if anything. It's horrible what's happened. Let's model our movement on notorious failed states that sucked ass and everyone hates. Winning. I know, right? Shapiro is spent. He is a toddler in a grocery store. Yeah, like I said, he reminds me of Eddie Munster. It's like a little kid. It's hard to believe anybody listens to that guy. One more, Dusty. What kind of mustachio maintenance do you perform? Mustachio maintenance. Is this about eating pussy? I can only assume you're talking about eating pussy. So, I eat pussy occasionally. I don't really do it very often, though, to be honest with you. I'm not as generous of a lover as I should be, as I've gone over before about how terrible I am in bed. It's just I don't try very hard because I don't have to try very hard. The women have never, no one of them has ever complained. Although I did have that one girl I showed you guys, the one girl who got a tattoo of Logic on her back. She was like one of my biggest fan / groupie. She fucking loved me, so she got a tattoo of Logic on her back. And so I was driving through Texas one time, and she happened to live, I guess, outside of Dallas or something. And so she asked me to stop by and visit her. So I stopped by, and we ended up having sex. And then after we had sex, she had the tattoo she got for me laser removed off her back and never spoke to me again. So, yeah, I knew I was bad at sex. I just didn't realize I was that bad at sex. You know you're fucking bad at sex when a girl has a tattoo laser removed off her back after she sleeps with you. I'm going to think about stepping it up a little bit. But she didn't say that was the reason, so I'm going to assume it was something else. Yeah, it probably wasn't that, but I'm just going to say, maybe it was. Who knows? Still, I've never heard from her again. She, disappeared completely off the face of the earth. Maybe she's in jail. I have a feeling that jail had something to do with this. But anyway. Dusty, do you think Trump will win again in 2020? No, I don't think Trump will win again. I think Biden will win, but I didn't think Trump would win the first time, so what the fuck do I know? I could easily be wrong again. BreadTube is so counterproductive. Its leaders are probably alt-right trolls trying to destroy the left. It's that dumb. I mean, usually they just post videos from PhilosophyTube or ContraPoints or stuff like that. So most of it's, stuff I agree with. It's stuff that's harmless. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. It's just, like I said, not really my thing. Tickle me, Dusty. I will. Tickle, 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 tickle. There you go. You got cyber tickled. You're welcome. People complaining about YouTube. Why are you still on it? Makes no sense to support something you're against. Well, I mean, I can understand why you can, like, try to make it better. It's kind of like saying America, love it or leave it. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it's not all bad with YouTube. YouTube definitely gave me opportunities that I never had or never would have had otherwise. They allowed me to compete with big multinational media companies, which was never a fucking option for the normal person before, so I have a giant love for YouTube for that, right? Wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for them. She's psycho. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what it was, but she wasn't bad, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess I was, but anyway, not as bad as if she had her genitals laser removed. Well, yeah, that would be worse. I would really feel bad about myself then. Suck, don't lick. Suck what? You mean the clitoris? You can both suck it and lick it. Do both, right? Doesn't have to be one or the other. Minecraft pick has 120,000 subs. Alright, I don't understand Minecraft. That game has always been boring to me. A boring, shitty looking game made by a total asshole. I've actually spoken to Notch before on Twitter. We had a conversation one time, and the entire conversation was basically me just telling him not to use his $1 billion to murder me, because he can. He has enough money to kill me and keep my mama quiet, so please don't do that. I enjoy living. The clit, yeah. Alright, I'm a fan. You gotta, like, it's like a cobra. You gotta, like, push the cobra wings back, and then that's like a little nub underneath the cobra rings. You gotta get that back so you can get access to it. Flickety, flickety, flickety. Hells yeah. You young bucks don't know anything about that. Gotta learn how to find the clitoris. It's not that hidden. It's just sort of hidden. Dusty, do you think Jesse Lee Peterson's message is getting through to the alt-right? Which message would that be? I don't even know anybody takes him seriously. I think he's mainly just like a sideshow. He can barely, like, speak. But, yeah, still not decided if I'm going to go on his show or not. I still have mixed feelings about it. I don't want to make him more popular, and I don't want to help use my platform to spread his message, so I don't know, maybe I won't do it. I found out Notch is a jerk, too. Yeah, that dude's a dick. Please don't kill me, though. Even though you're a dick, don't kill me. Lick a woman's underarm, that's always surprises them. Pass on that. Oh, thank you. That's where a lot of bacteria hide. That's what makes the underarm smell, is bacteria. It's pretty nasty. It's under the hood, I know, right? Gotta get under the hood. Lift that hood up and push it back and get up under there and get busy. Jesse Lee Peterson's just a black Alex Jones. Well, I mean, Alex Jones is way more talented than Jesse Lee Peterson is. Alex Jones is, despite my dislike for him, he actually is a talented individual who can speak for 3 hours at a time every day, which is very difficult to do. Tongue in the ear hole always wins. That's got wet willy. I don't want your fucking tongue in my ear. That's a good way to get an ear infection. Dusty, bro, have you ever received a rim job? Nah, man, I ain't had nobody lick my booty. I feel too, like, self-conscious about that. I mean, I might. Like, if it was a girl that I didn't have much respect for, and I just knew she was a freak, and she was just like, hey, I want to lick your butt. Like, I'm just coming over specifically. That's the only thing I'm coming over for, is to lick your butt. And for some reason, I was attracted to her, that I might, like, wash the shit out of my butt. Like, at first, you'd have to, like, take toilet paper and clean it real good, and then you'd have to, like, soap and water it, and then, like, baby wipes, and then, like, get up in the hole and clean out, like, inside of the hole all around, like, really good. And maybe even bleach. I know you're not supposed to put it on your skin, but I might have to, like, get some, like, Clorox wipes or something, and, like, Clorox the inside of the hole. And if it didn't burn too bad, then I might let her go to town on it, I guess. But never had that happen. Like I said before, I've had girls put their fingers in my butt before, and I've been told repeatedly by friends of mine that it feels really good. Like, you ain't never come unless you had a girl massage your prostate. Just be open-minded. You just gotta relax and let them fucking massage it. And so I, like, tried that before, but I was like, no. It just feels like a reverse poop. It's like, no, that's not the way it's supposed to go. It's the wrong way. It's like poop is supposed to go out, not in. And so, yeah, it just feels bad. I guess I just can't, like, relax enough to get used to that feeling to where it feels good to me. It just feels awkward. So please stop. No, never. I will never stop. Anyway, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about massaging prostates, of course. What the fuck? Have you guys never watched this show before? We go everywhere on this show. No subjects are barred. Also, you can use dental dam. That seems like I don't know. Doesn't seem like that'd feel very good. It's like putting saran wrap over your asshole and then somebody licking it. It's like, how does that feel good? It feels like just saran wrap scraping against my asshole. I don't want that. If you're gonna lick it, lick it. Real tongue and everything. I don't want to fit on goddamn saran wrap. I'm not fucking wrapping that shit up like leftovers for later. Prostate orgasms are the best. All right, I hear it. Like, people say all the time that to me, but I never had one before. So, maybe I need to take some poppers, because apparently poppers relax the anus. And, just let somebody go to town on it, but... Yep, I know, I'm not very progressive. It's supposed to go out, not in. I'm sorry. I'm regressive when it comes to butthole diddling. But, like, I support you guys doing it. If you guys want to diddle each other's buttholes or have your butthole diddled, I ain't judging you or nothing. That's all good to me. Different strokes for different folks. Rim jobs, good monetization material. I've, like, masturbated to rim job videos before. That's pretty hot under certain situations, I guess. It's real popular in interracial videos. For some reason, black guys love to have little white girls lick their assholes. I guess it's like a power thing, a power dynamic. Power plays a big role in sex, and especially for men. So, and I guess humiliation also does too. It's like a subsection of porn. It's like, and also interracial porn's really racist towards white people. A lot of it. I don't know if you ever like watch or like go to like sites like ImageFap or whatever and look at their interracial section, but it's always like, it's about time the white race was breeded out. You know, this is why there's like a big black dick and a little white girl next to it, and it'll be like, this is why white women will never go back to white men. This is why the white race is dying out. This is good. White people should die out. It's like the most fucking genocidal racist shit you've ever seen in your life. It's like, holy shit, dude. And no one's talking about it, but I guess, you know, why would anybody be talking about reverse racism and pornography except for me? Dusty, your honesty is legendary. I don't know, just tell the truth, whatever. I ain't got nothing to hide from nobody. Like, I'm just me, and everything is what it is. Who cares, right? Towards white people, gotta go look at it. It's it's like always about the white race is inferior and should be bred out, and it eventually will be, because all the white dudes just want to be butt fucked by black dudes, and all the women want to be fucked by black dudes, and eventually every kid's gonna be gray, because we're gonna be bred out. But I'm like, here's the thing though, like, it seems like black dudes really, really love white women, and they really hate, I'm not saying all black dudes, I'm saying in this particular subset of pornography, let me clarify, in this particular subset of pornography, the black guys hate white men and love white women. But the thing is like, if there are no white men, there can't be white women, right? Because it kind of takes both a white man and a white woman to make a white woman, right? So they kind of hate the thing they need to give them the thing they want, which is white women, according to this very specific subset of pornography. I'm not talking about in general, okay? But anyway, it's kind of strange. There's a lot of racial power dynamics that go along in interracial porn, and something I've say been studying, like that's a fucking subject in school. Not necessarily studying, more like masturbating to, and then picking up what they're talking about as I masturbate and jizz everywhere to it. So, not that that's my thing, and not that it isn't my thing. I'm into lots of things. I'm not kink shaming. It's all good. Like, if that's what you want, I'm just saying, like, they really hate white dudes, but they need the white dudes because they love the white women. You gotta have one to have the other dudes. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, when black dudes and magic tricks collide, it will be breed out, fuck you, Honest Abe. Yeah, I mean, eventually there won't be white people anymore. Eventually, there won't be black people anymore either, right? Eventually, we'll just all be like these little gray aliens with giant eyes and big heads. That's my theory. My theory is that space aliens are actually just regular humans from the future who have perfected time travel, and like eventually we've evolved in the future to these little bitty gray big-headed things, because, you know, in the future muscles aren't really going to be that necessary anymore. We're going to be more intelligent probably, so our brains are going to get bigger, and all the races are going to be bred out, so we're just going to be like gray-skinned, and of course we'll have a big fucking eyes because they want to see everything with, right? So anyway, here's my theory. Gotta love all the pussy. Yep. I see a lot of black guys with white land wells. That's true. I mean, I think because we still have white privilege in our society, because our society is still, set up basically for the benefit of white people, dating white women is a status symbol for some black guys, and it really doesn't matter to some of them, not all of them. Like you see, sports superstars often have very attractive white women, but some of them don't care about the physical attractiveness of the white person they're dating. They just like the status symbol of it. So hopefully eventually our society will move to where that's no longer a status symbol at all, where it's just silly either way. Cuckold fantasies have always been weird to me in interracial porn we're talking about. Not to kink shame, I just don't get it, even as a black man. I think it's like a power dynamic a lot, You have a race that has been demonized for hundreds of years and oppressed, and then to get to have the prettiest version of your white oppressors and just like hold them down and fuck the shit out of them. It's like the ultimate power play. Like, look, I fuck all y'all women. You guys think you run society. You think that you're the man. You think that you can oppress me. You think you're better than me. You think you're superior to me. Look, I'm fucking the shit out of these pretty white girls you can ever get. I'm the fucking alpha here. It's that kind of thing I think is attractive to a lot of people. But that's just my opinion. Right? Why is cucking so often interracial? I think it's because multiple reasons, I think. For one, black people, or maybe it's not just black people, but both black people and white people have spread this narrative that black men have larger penises and are more sexually virile, and they've done a great job as far as that marketing goes. And so I think that's part of it. When you want to be cuckolded, it's about the men who want to be cuckolded. They don't feel like they're alphas, and not that I even believe in this terminology. I'm just saying this is kind of how they think of themselves. They don't see themselves as like a superior male specimen. They see themselves as kind of lesser, but they still want to be involved in the sex act. So they're okay with what they consider to be a greater male specimen coming in and having sex with their woman. And a lot of times when it comes to physicality, black people are considered to be, a stronger physical specimen than white people are, according to, the stereotypes and the narratives or whatnot. So I think that all plays into it. And also, I think a big part of it is also racism. I think, like the word cuck itself was repopularized on places like 4chan because of racism. And the reason it got repopularized is because it was considered an insult that you're such a low-level male species that a black man is having sex with your girl. And it's especially bad because it's a black man, because according to its racist ideology, black men are inferior. And so if an inferior black man is having sex with your girl, then that makes you even more inferior. So that's why this word cuck got used so much as an insult and got spread like that. It's because, the basis of racism. And also, that's, like I said, that's another big part of the reason I think that these white men want to be cucked by black men, because a lot of it is about being, what is the word? Humiliated, I guess, and treated almost like a subhuman level. And so if they're already racist and they already think of black people as lower, then being mistreated by a black person that you already consider lower makes you lower on the totem pole than that. And that's what they get off on a lot of times is the mistreatment. So it's very intricate and nuanced, and there's a lot of reasons for that, I think. And so anyway, that's my opinions on interracial porn. That's one of the few subjects that I'm actually probably an expert on, since I did run interracial porn sites for many years. I have a good knowledge base about that. Yeah, cucking's about submission. It's about the guy that gets off on that. Yeah, sure, the more submissive you are, the more they get off on it. Don't forget the whole eating the other guy's cum out of your girl's pussy. Chuds love that part. Yeah, that's a big thing. It's a power play for both the guy doing the cucking. Ooh, I just made another guy eat my cum. That's what a fucking alpha male I am. I'm the fucking superior male species, or I can make this other little pussy white boy eat my cum out of his girl's friend's pussy. Like, I'm fucking amazing. And so he gets off on it, and of course the guy gets off on the fact that he's being degraded, because they like the degradation. That's part of it. It pisses me off that people get mad about her going to Syria at I don't know what that's. Dusty, do you think porn has a negative influence on society's sexual progress? I I have mixed feelings about that. I actually think porn probably lowers sex crimes, so it does have some beneficial parts to society. Um, Porn definitely, though, increases your chances of having erectile dysfunction and sexual problems because it basically rewires your brain to where it becomes really, really hard to get turned on by anything except for porn. And so when you have real interactions with women, you basically, have more trouble performing and whatnot. So it has like different facets to it. Some of them are beneficial and some of them are not beneficial, in my opinion. Oh my God, oh my fucking God. Yep, totally. I don't know where oh my fucking God about it. Wow, seriously? What are we talking about? Gay. Silly, I'm not hungry anymore. Why? Why the fuck? Who cares about eating fucking cum out of your girlfriend's pussy? Why is that a taboo topic? Dusty, cuckoldry is not necessarily a submissive thing. I guess maybe not necessarily, but usually. I've watched a lot of fucking videos of cuckoldry, and it's always submissive. I've never seen one that wasn't, so I'm sure it's possible that it's about other things, but usually, in my experience, that's what it's about. It could become too much of a dependency for something good. Yeah, definitely. Talking about porn. That's why people do like no faps. They go months without fapping because they realize that porn is interfering with their regular sexual life. But the thing is you have to question yourself whether it's actually a problem. And if you're having fun masturbating to porn, then who cares? I mean, if you're enjoying it, who cares if it's affecting your regular sex life? I mean, get your wife or girlfriend a vibrator and you can both enjoy the masturbation, in my opinion. Damn, Dusty, you sure love your... I don't know, a four-letter word starts with P. Oh, porn? Oh, yeah, I love porn, of course. Who doesn't fucking love porn, dude? I'm an American, man. I remember, like, when I was a kid, of course, we didn't have the internet. The internet didn't come about till I was in my 20s. But when I was a kid, my dad had these porno magazines. He like had Playboy and Penthouse and shit, and they'd all be on the floor in his closet. And he would just like leave his fucking closet door open. So I knew they were in there, and so every time he'd fucking leave the house, I would go in there and just pull out his magazines and masturbate all over the fucking place to them. I must have masturbated his goddamn porn magazines 1,000 times, and sometimes I would like rip the pages out of the girls I really liked, and then I'd fold them up and I'd go to hide them, and I would like, there's this like really good looking black girl in one of these Playboy magazines, and I ripped her out, and I folded her up, and I was going to go hide her under the trestle the train tracks go over, and so I hid it under a rock, so I go like grab it and masturbate outside under the trestle whenever I wanted to do this, and the next day I went back, and somebody stole it! Somebody fucking stole the porn picture of the black lady I hid under the rock, under the train tracks! Like, what the fuck, dudes? How the fuck they find my goddamn porn picture under a goddamn rock under the train track trestle? Was somebody following me? Trying to steal my fucking porn? Like a leprechaun stealing my gold or some shit? What happened? I don't know, man, but... Anyway, sucked. I think Xvideos has the Chromecast button right next to the play button these days. Yeah, you want to be careful about casting it to your TV really loud accidentally. Cuckoldry is always staged. Consent is key in real life. True that. Consent is the real issue here. All parties are into it. I have no problem with it. Yeah, I disagree with the submissive theory. All right. You guys will have to flesh out your thoughts on this and let me know. I'm definitely open-minded about all this stuff. What a wholesome Christian boy you were. I know, right? I was just like every other Christian, though. Now, being a Christian doesn't really make you a better person. It just makes you more able to justify things to yourself. And you can't justify anything to yourself if you, spin it the right way in your own mind. Like when I made tons of money off porn and I was a Christian, I was like, well, God wants me to have this money. If I am chosen by God, who am I to question God? If I wasn't making this money, somebody else would be. Somebody evil would be making this money. So it's better that I have this money, and I'm going to do good, godly things with it than it would be for some other dipshit who's not a Christian to have it. So, yay, I'm chosen by God. But, yeah. I'll see how stupid that was now. It's just trying to convince yourself that you're somehow justified in doing your hypocrisy. Although what I was doing was fine. Like, I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was just Christianity telling me it was wrong. That was the problem. It wasn't actually that I was doing anything wrong. Cuckold is more of a humiliation fetish. Yeah, that's true. But humiliation and submission go together a lot. And they're tied hand in hand often. Me and my friends found a box of Playboys in a dumpster, and we were hiding in the bushes looking at them when one of them's older brother came out and took all of them for himself. Dickhead. But if this is recently, I wouldn't worry about it because we have the internet now. There's no reason for magazines anymore. You can literally have unlimited porn. You can never watch all of it. Even if you watch porn non-stop for the rest of your life, you would never even be able to watch the new porn they're making, much less all the other porn they already made. So, Dusty, do you think that your life will be more fulfilled with constant sexual gratification? More fulfilled? I mean, I already have constant sexual gratification, so I don't think it'll be more fulfilled. No, I don't have any problem with my sexual gratification. It seems to be fine. I think my sexual gratification is at the right level it should be. When I feel like coming, I come, and when I don't feel like coming, I don't come. Like, whenever, wherever I'm at, I feel like coming. If I'm in the bathroom, I'll just jack off if I feel like it, you know. If I'm in the fucking backyard in the bushes, whatever, you know, it's all good. So I have no problem. Dusty, have my babies. No, thanks. I'm more interested in people swallowing my babies, not having them, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've had a nice talk about porn today in the last 20 minutes. Never know where this show is going to take you. I'm not surprised to see it go in that direction, to be quite honest. Let me see if I have any super chats. I was going to end the show, then we started talking about porn. Diarrhea is 6 times more deadly worldwide than firearms. All right, well, I suggest we ban diarrhea immediately. Worldwide. Full stop. No diarrhea allowed anymore. At least not for civilians. Now, maybe military diarrhea and possibly police diarrhea. But no civilian diarrhea. That's my stance. All right, Don Cheeto, $2. Here's something toward a Glock 19. To see you save. I appreciate that. I need to give you a Glock. I kind of like the way the Glocks look, but it would probably just rust too, unless are they plastic? I need a gun that won't rust, that I don't have to clean and won't rust. Is there a gun like that? Dusty, one more short form vid, please. All right, I need to get back on doing that. Like I said, this show takes so much time to put together, and it's really tiring. So I don't really have a lot of time doing my other stuff. So, but I do need to get back on that. I do appreciate that. Thanks for that. Yeah, we're about wrapping it up here. Guess we've talked about porn enough. Dusty, what is your opinion on stochastic terrorism? I've talked about that a good bit. It's something that I've covered and something I believe in mostly, you know. Especially in places like 4chan and 8chan, it's definitely a problem. Porn is faux sex fixed. Keep it real. Masturbation is just a type of sex, in my opinion. It's fun. Why less than 300 viewers? Have Dusty become this irrelevant? Yep, definitely. Totally irrelevant. I think video games, movies, and music is desensitizing people to violence. I don't want to go so far as to say that video game causes mass shootings, but definitely desensitizes people to violence. I don't know. I think, like I said before, I think they've shown a causational relationship between the number of views porn gets and the lowering of sex crime rates, and I would guess it's probably the same with video games, that actually playing video games and getting that kind of aggression out by playing video games helps you not to commit that kind of violence in real life. Just like watching porn and, you know, coming and masturbating takes that sexual urge away, so you're less likely to go out and like sexually assault somebody. So that would be my thoughts on it. Anyway, I see over 400 point. Yeah, I'm not listening anymore to the people that tell me what the view count is, and even if it was 10 views, I don't care anymore. Like, it is what it is. Like, if people want to watch me, then they'll watch me, and if they don't, they won't. It's all good to me. I'm having fun, and as long as I'm having fun doing this, that really is all that matters. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. My M&P is pretty rust proof. I live in BC and it rains a lot here. Okay, well, I definitely need to get me a better gun that won't explode in my hand if I don't clean it. So, they probably have constant diarrhea in third world countries with bad water. Yep, I know, right? Need to get them some of those straws. You ever seen those straws that you can, like, suck water directly out of a scum-infested mud hole and it's still completely clean? That's like saving lives all over the fucking world. Gotta love science. Dusty, what do you think male incels that need to get laid? Do you think they need makeup like the girls? Nah. I think a lot of it's just a confidence issue, right? You know, I'm not that handsome, and I'm not tall, I'm not rich, but getting women is so easy, it's ridiculous. It's just because of my attitude, you know, because I have a good personality and I'm confident and I'm funny and self-deprecating, and all these guys are, you know, the same. They're young and most of them are okay looking, and they just, the fact that they don't think they can get girls is why they can't get girls. It's really, a lot of it is that simple. And a lot of them have standards that are too high, you know. A lot of them watch fucking movies and TVs and they think that they should be dating these 9s and 10s, and they themselves are 5 and 6s. You know, you have to not be incredibly superficial. That's a big part of it, I think. Let's see. View count is 1 million. It's 1 million in my heart. That's all that really matters, isn't it? Love watching you, Dusty. Sorry I can't super chat. Too broke. Well, I appreciate you watching anyway, and I appreciate the kind words. It definitely means a lot, and it's definitely motivating. Dusty, thoughts on furry porn? I won't kink shame. I did a video making fun of furries one time, but I wouldn't do that now. I was just trying to be a shithead because I thought it was a cool thing to make fun of. But I was just kind of being a dick about it. And if furries are not hurting anybody, then I don't have a problem with what they do. You yiff all over each other if you guys want to. I ain't gonna kink shame you for that. You got the chillest streams and viewers. Yep. We do these casual shows. I might start doing more casual shows on Monday. Maybe I'll do a Filter Friday show that's more high amp, and then I'll do a casual show on Monday. Or maybe eventually I will do a casual show on Wednesday instead and do a regular Monday show. I don't know yet. We're still working it all out, but for now, this is pretty cool. As an autist, I think the style and social skills are what holds incels back. Yeah, well, I'm autistic too, but I kind of use my autism like a superpower. Like I study people, and then I'm a fairly good actor, and so I can just like use my observations of human interaction to behave in ways that I know other people find attractive, I guess. I love Dusty, love streams. Hey, love you back, Lord Percocet. Thank you for joining me. Incels need to log off and go to a bar, yeah, drink some liquid courage, and, you know, just hang out with cooler people and just try to, you know, relax and not blame women so much for your problems, right? I've dated out of my league. Just have something to say. Yeah, I've dated out of my league too. Usually I try not to date out of my league because, you know, leagues are there for a reason. Usually 8 should be with 8s and 7 should be with 7s and 10 should be with 10s. It's usually just how it should work out. But anyway, first get a bad rap because it's usually different. Yeah, I know. That's the reason I made fun of it. Because, you know, they're a bunch of adults in fursuits rubbing on each other, and it's easy to make fun of, right? It's easy to be a dickhead about. But, you know, as long as they're not hurting anybody, who gives a shit, really? Dusty, would you be okay with males wearing makeup to improve their confidence and take them from a 3 to 8? I mean, if they could. I'm actually wearing a little makeup right now. I noticed that the all these lights were kind of making me shiny, so I bought some of this, which is a translucent powder, which I read men use when they have a bunch of light shining on them, and I dabbed it a little bit over my face. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. I don't know if it's making any difference whatsoever. Can't tell, but anyway. I don't have a problem with men wearing makeup. Men can do whatever the fuck they want to, right? Who cares about that? Dusty, how do you feel about your alt-light days? Well, I was only like alt-light for about 2 months. Like I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, and I was pissed off how the DNC treated Bernie Sanders, and so I kind of fell into the trap that they were saying about how Trump was actually a Democrat and he was actually just pretending to be a Republican. And he was actually going to push the Republican Party to the left, which is what TJ was telling everybody. And so for about 2 months, I was mad at Hillary and DNC, and so I kind of fell into that trap. But I wasn't there long, and I got out of it pretty quick. So it was stupid, but you know, see it for what it is. It was really no big deal. I wish I actually found utility in my neurodivergence. I'm jelly. Yeah, I mean, just like anything else, you know. Just got to use what nature gives you and focus it in the best way you possibly can. Doing acid helped me with that a lot too, you know. Focusing on how to use my abilities and my gifts to benefit my life. A little makeup on blemishes and such can boost confidence. Yep. I need something my big ass fucking forehead's it. I got a third eye now, god damn it. Fucking, I'm too old for puberty. Wait, did I hear that correctly? Trump pushing the GOP to the left? Yeah, well, that's what TJ was saying, right? TJ made a video telling people that they should vote for Trump. I actually did a video about, I went on the Drunken Peasants and I debated them 3-on-1 about why Trump was going to be a terrible president, and this is one of the things we were talking about. He was like, how do you know he's not going to push the fucking Republicans to the left, Dusty? How do you know he's going to do what he says, Dusty? I'm like, because I read what he said he's going to do, and it's a problem. We should be talking about it, right? No, Dusty, we just shit on you for telling the truth about it. Anyway, fun video if you guys want to watch that. Cult of Dusty, I added you to my auto host list on Twitch for the next time you're streamed on there. Okay, I need to start streaming more, do dual cast on here and there. I haven't done that in a while, but when did you take LSD, Dusty? I took tons of LSD when I was in Denver. I did probably LSD about twice a week for a year and a half, and it was fun and very, very enlightening. Maybe you could add a retinoid to your skincare routine, Dusty. Now, I don't ever get zit, so this will go away. This is just rare, very rare. It's not really a problem. LSD, DMT, my drug bucket list. Yeah, DMT is pretty cool. You can get a hold of it. It's hard to get. LSD is easier to get, but it's also pretty cool. Furry porn is the only place you can find a 9-tailed fox with a penis on the end of every tail. Hells yeah, beat me with that shit. Whip me, beat me, make me write bad checks. The Barbell Reloaded had Sargon on their show. Disappointing. Yeah, I'm not really sure I'd want to platform that dude, but what you gonna do? When were you in Denver? I lived in Denver for 2 years, about 5 years ago. Dusty, you have made videos on porn stars with and without makeup. They go from 4 to 10 with makeup. Should men do the same? Yeah, I mean, I guess if you can't, it's different from women though. I mean, what makes a man handsome to other men and women is different than what makes a woman, attractive. So makeup can only do so much. Doesn't make your shoulders broader, doesn't make your jaw squarer, doesn't make, doesn't give you a full head of hair, doesn't make you tall. So there's only so much you can do, right? Got a zit from the VR? Yeah, the VR porn. Blame that shit. Save up my year's worth of pimples and have Thanksgiving mashed potatoes. Disgusting. That is gross. As a Southerner, were you ever into Southern metal bands like Corrosion of Conformity, I Hate God, Crowbar? Oh, no. I've never heard any of these bands. Sorry. Never really been into heavy metal or anything. Mostly like rap and EDM and pop and shit like that. I'm lame. I used to enjoy TJ, but over time, the accumulation of toxicity and misanthropy is unhealthy for a viewer. I understand why some people might not like TJ anymore. I'll see both sides of it. Furry porn and MLP porn are popular amongst chuds, so chat should have them instead of Tulsi Gabbard. Alright, not real familiar with who likes that kind of stuff and who doesn't, but I'll take your word for it. David Bowie was cool as fuck, so rock on with the makeup. Man, yeah, David Bowie was he was who, that girl that had the tattoo on her back and got it laser removed off after I had sex with her. She was obsessed with David Bowie, so I guess I couldn't live up to her Bowie fantasies, apparently. TJ turns into pure bullshit when he goes into defense mode. Also, his main motivation is money. I mean, that's true. I would say his main motivation is money, but then again, that's what they say about me. Don't listen to Dusty. He's only saying that shit for money. The huge $18,000 he's making a year. He sold his soul for that. Dusty, so when are you doing a flat earth show? I don't really take the flat earth shit seriously. It's been done to death. It's kind of just dopey. Not really something I pay much attention to. Cousin lives in Mississippi. I don't know how she can live there. I like living in Mississippi. The town I live in, I love this town. I plan on dying in this town. Obviously there's things you need to change in Mississippi, but Southern hospitality is a real thing. And as a white male, as a decent-looking, halfway intelligent white male, I get treated awesome here. Even the black people who make up most of the town treat me awesome, so I don't have any problem with it. Dusty, could you stream with non-compete? I think if you talked with him, it would be helpful. It would help dummies like me determine if the whole BreadTube thing is worth it or not. Okay, I've had people ask me to have him on. I'll have him on sometime. He can talk about BreadTube to you guys, and we'll see what we think about that. The only thing TG stands for now is making that chud cash. Well, he's making it. They definitely make a lot of money doing that shit, right? It's more power to him. Dusty, would you promote an Instagrammer doing makeup tutorials for men? I mean, what do you mean promote? If you tell me their name, I'll shut them out. I guess I ain't gonna promote that. I really like guy liner. I'm indifferent to eyeliner on the ladies. Maybe because it's common, so there's not much novelty there. But I think eyeliner almost always looks good on guys. Yeah, my girlfriend really likes that. She loves the guy liner. Yeah, I wish I could pull it off as well as Jason Momoa does it, or Momoa, or however you say his fucking name, in Game of Thrones. He was rocking that guy liner. Southern hospitality is a real thing, that's for sure. It is. You know, I shit on Christians a lot, but usually they're pretty nice. You know, especially the white folks. So I don't have very much of a problem with it. Okay, you deny that every major movie and game is violence, based on and proof that America has an addiction to violence. I mean, it's most games and movies in the world. I'm not sure it's an American thing, but yeah, violence, I guess, is exciting, and it definitely sells movie tickets. I agree with that. Southern hospitality was nice to your face and shit on you behind your back. Yeah, well, I don't care if they shit on me behind my back, as long as you're nice to my face. Whatever you say about me when I'm not around ain't none of my fucking business. As long as you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. Otherwise, I don't really give a fuck. Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to end the show now. I appreciate you guys joining me. Make sure I didn't miss any super chats real quick. I think I got them all. Yep, I got all the super chats. Alright. Well, as always, if you guys want to support the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon if you want to. You know, no pressure. No pressure. But there it is. And there's a link in the description. And there's a link to t-shirt. There's all kinds of other shit in there. So if you guys want to support the show, you absolutely can, and it's very much appreciated. I'll be back Friday for Filter Friday. And it'll be a more upbeat, high-tempo show than this. I'll be back to my usual loud self. So, till then, I will see you guys soon. I want you to know that I love you very much, and I do appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, as always, logic. Good night, dudes. Appreciate it.